Hello everyone, and welcome back to Stories to D4. You may have heard, but I'm your Dungeon Master, Matthew, and I'm really excited you've joined us today for our continuation of our Drow adventure. Now, we don't have a lot in the way of announcements, so I'm actually going to be bringing everyone out kind of immediately, because I've missed you guys. It's been such a long week.
It's been 1 week.
1 week since we were here.
Mm-hmm. It's been a week since you looked at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have the rights.
We don't have the rights. No one's saying it.
We're not
You
saying
get 15 seconds.
We're just
That's
saying
it.
the lines.
So, first things first, the biggest and most important announcement, by far, is welcome back, Victoria. We absolutely missed you. It's great to have you and, of course, Ismini back at the table.
We need Ismini's calm head sometimes because we're not calm.
Well, you
I'm so
don't have it.
I'm concerned. I'll be watching.
Us make a bad decision without Victoria here? Never.
I make bad decisions all the time. You guys just go along with them and then think they were the right decision.
Yeah, but we made bad decisions we didn't have your input for.
Okay.
Which is a different tale.
When it comes to announcements other than, of course, our favorite Victoria and the whole world being back, we don't have a lot. We have our normal, hey, if you like what we do, you want to support us, the best way to do so is over here on either our Twitch or our Patreon. On Twitch, there's something called subscribing, which can be done for free if you have Amazon Prime by hitting the subscribe button on our Twitch page. Or if you're enjoying what we're doing, you want to support us elsewhere, we have a Patreon. All of that's going to be linked below the video you're watching right now. But other than that, I don't actually have a lot of announcements. I'm really excited to kind of jump back in. We stopped in the middle of I would say somewhat tense scenario, and Clella is incredibly excited to get back to it because a certain spell has been cast. But unfortunately, Clella, I'm gonna need that orange die back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, one second, let me put the powers back in. Okay, we're
It
good.
explains its performance last week.
Okay.
Wait, can I roll it? I'll give it back.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Let
I
me
put the powers back in it though.
I got a 2.
Oh, it doesn't work for you, does it?
What'd you roll?
16. It's not great. It wasn't a crit.
Perhaps it's not the die. Perhaps it's the universe telling me something.
So
It shows its master.
we've got another tournament for Legion this week that our players are playing, an Escalation League at our local game store. So I guess our weekly reminder of support your LGS. There's a lot of great people out there who are working hard to support your hobbies. So help them when you can. But with that out of the way, anyone have anything before I move us to? I almost forgot. For shame. Connor, do we have a crit corner?
We do. And it's a fun crit corner, because there's more crits than natural ones.
Okay.
You're the only one that rolled the natural ones, though, so we'll start with that.
Connor, I like you less every day.
You had 2. Natural 20s, we only had 2 people roll them. L.
Oh.
You had 2 natural 20s last
Yep.
session.
Ooh, very nice.
Very fun.
Rare
I
performance.
rolled a lot of
for me.
18s and 19s, but I could not get the 20. Matt, our lovely DM, rolled 3 natural 20s, so he wins it for last
Boo.
week.
You know what? I will
To
absolutely
take back the
it.
crown. Looking at
I'm
you,
back.
Victoria.
I'm back on the
Hold
table.
on a second. I got my crown.
There you go.
It's very small. It's given to me by a very good friend.
Where does that crown sit?
It's very tiny. It looks really silly on top of my head. I don't think it'll even show up on camera. You can see it?
I'm watching you.
Well,
What?
unfortunately, the king is dead. With that, do you guys want to do a quick review of last session before we jump into initiative?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Last time, the Defiant Smiles continued their journey northward towards the Kingdom of Issel for the Tournament of Blades. Along the way, they had encountered an attack upon the road as a group of drow had been attacking the various passers-by, stealing their silver for a nefarious purpose. The party leapt into action, hoping to protect the people of the city of Carcosa, and also determine what these drow were doing with this alchemical silver. To this end, the party split up, with Ismini Callister and the princess placating the nobles of Carcosa and keeping them safe and somewhat protected, as the rest of the party delved into the mines of Carcosa, an abandoned shaft that had now been infested with drow, in order to fight them. The fights were not as simple as defeating a couple of purple elves, as they encountered a number of beasties, most notably an Umber Hulk. Luckily, our heroes are quite savvy at killing monsters, and were able to silence both the Drow and the Umberhulks before proceeding deeper into the lair. While the battles were mostly successful, there was a bit of discomfort from one Laurentius Thorn as he extracted a piece of information from one of the Drow of the tunnels. His mother, Priscilla, was known to these Drow, and in some way was affiliated with the Drow city hidden away somewhere to the far north. So our heroes continued fighting wave after wave of these Drow until they finally made their way to the foreman's office, long since abandoned by the people of Carcosa. There, you all are encountering a Drow priestess of Lolth, the Spider Queen, Lord of the Drow. Before rolling initiative, Laurentius Thorn cast a powerful spell on our dear Elilie. Haste! And with a lightning quick kick, she shattered the door and began the battle. And so with this, we will start our session with an initiative roll. Now I know everyone was very excited about this initiative, so you all actually ended up rolling this just a moment ago. Why don't we go around that table, see how you did? Because there's some very important values to beat here. Laurentius, I'm going to start with you, because you're one of our 2 Buff Master Supremes today. We'll get to yours in just a second. Connor?
I got 19.
A 19 for Laurentius. All right, 19 for Thorn. We're going to go over... Now, you cast Bless on, just to confirm, it was the 3 named party members?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And you're not alone. With you travels another individual by the name of Sir Letreval, a young boy, probably about 17 years of age, who has caught the heart of the local nobleman's daughter. Okay.
Yep.
So that was... Can I get your initiative?
A 4.
A 4 for Mai. All right. We're going to keep going around the table. Is Meanie Callister, though you may be on the surface, in the city, enjoying the life of luxury, what was your initiative roll?
I rolled a 15, and would you like Ralnor as well?
I do not need Ralnors for this one.
All right, I rolled a 15.
15 for Ismini and Ralnor. Don't worry, if I pass you up, no need to fret. This is a little bit of a special encounter for you, Ismini. And finally, Elilie. Now, does haste affect initiative rolls? Can you confirm that for me?
I can double check, but I don't think so.
It's just advantage on
Plus 2
dex
AC,
saves.
advantage on deck saves.
You had a question, Ismini.
Extra.
Is this the same day as session 42? 2 weeks ago?
It is not. You have had a long rest.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Is Meanie Callister, you have not had a long rest as you chose to stay up that night, keeping watch with Laurentius.
All right.
Oops.
Plus 2 AC, speed doubled, advantage on deck saves. 1
Perfect.
extra action.
So, Elle, without advantage on your deck saves, how'd you do?
Despite the fact that my AC is now above 20, I did not do well. I got a 9. That's with a plus 5. So
Hey, you still rolled better than I did.
that's true. That is true. Also, DM, you owe me a bottle cap for Discord.
We call them bicycles here.
Bicycles.
For legal reasons. Here you go, Chloe.
It's funny because I said it says bicycle here. That's the wrong one. Bottle cap is the correct one.
All right, let me make sure I have everything here on my initiative tracker. We got Thorn at 19, Ismini at 15. We've got at 10. We've got Elle. We've got Elle at 9, 4 for Mai, and something else at 1. We don't need to talk about anything else that's going on there. Let me roll this one. I didn't want to know beforehand how the priestess rolled.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
nat 20. I was gonna guess.
I would have had to tell.
Do I need to
Dear
mark
Connor,
it down?
You don't need to mark anything down.
Are you sure it's not a nat one?
Mai, what is your dexterity modifier?
0.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
So maybe it was that one.
No, I did roll a natural 2 on a different thing, but that's nothing to worry about. With that, let me go ahead and set up our battle mat here for today. And Alex, why don't you go ahead and bring this in for everyone?
Ooh, some shadowy boys.
They look like kitty cats.
All right. Emerging into, let me make sure that everything is visible here on the 1, 2. Wait, is this one?
On the ones and twos.
Yeah, yes, cool. As you burst into the room, oh my goodness. Elle and the rest of the Defiant Smiles, as you burst into the room, this drow woman begins standing from her throne here in the center of the room, calling out, taunting. She's been waiting for you. We're actually going to be starting with Thorn, as you have the drop on him. You all, flavor-wise, we considered you all moving in as part of kind of the pre-round content. So you are starting where I have you here, Thorn. Just to explain what you're seeing around the room, scattered through the room, there are several of these piles of silver, some of them in chests, some in bags. Not enough where it's causing difficult terrain, but certainly something to be looking out for if there's even any spells or effects that apply there. Additionally, these figures that I have here that I have the solid black attire here for what you're seeing, these are various drow individuals who appear to be armed with, it looks to be short swords and hand crossbows. What would you like to do on your turn, Thorn? They are not surprised.
I'm gonna run up to this shadowy boy.
Sure.
Oh, I
Can you move
you?
me? Thank you.
Perfect.
Should I be here or here?
Yeah, right there.
Charging towards one of the closest. Now, before you roll any dice here, are you
Sure.
attacking with your sword?
I am casting a spell with my sword.
Will it make an attack roll?
It's not an attack roll.
Can you be less vague so I can explain the next part?
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna quicken spell. Destructive wave.
Okay.
I like when this happens.
So, Laurentius, I'd like to let you know of a little mechanic we have going on here for this fight.
Okay.
You have an ally with you, and while this ally is useful, he's nowhere near as powerful as you. And so to represent this, once per round, as you are all casting a spell that causes us to make a save, or making an attack roll or a skill check, you can call upon Letraval for aid. So if you ever want to do so, you just have to let me know, and I will show you the corresponding effect. He's too much weaker than you all to participate equally in this sort of combat.
Fair. Does he give advantage?
Depends on what you're trying to do. Depends on how far away you are. You'll have to test things and see as we continue.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Each creature I choose within 30 feet of me must succeed a con save.
If you did cast it while you're on the way, you can hit everyone.
Cool.
So you cast it, and then you continue sprinting towards the closest one?
Yeah.
Not a problem. You calling for anyone's help on this turn? It's okay if you aren't.
No, I'm good.
All right, let me go ahead and for the leader. Not looking good for the leader, as well as the 3 regular drow. Does a 17 pass?
17 passes.
2 of them are going to pass then.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and give me that damage. Laurentius bursts in. Now you're surrounded by this armor of Agathis.
It's 10, I believe.
Yeah, but they're D8s, not D6s.
Oh, they're D8s?
Yes.
Let me double check. I thought I saw D6s.
Laurentius, wreathed in this cold green magical armor, bursts in and explodes with thunderous might.
Amazing.
I will actually need this result before I can continue the narration here.
This in the book it says
It's 10. It should be
5d6,
5 and 5.
5d6.
5d6 and 5d6?
Yeah. So
Okay.
10d6.
I thought it was a thunder spell.
And are
that
you
had
doing?
D8s.
So it's thunder damage. And then do you choose radiant or necrotic for the other half? Or what?
Yeah, but mine is just thunder damage.
It's just thunder damage. Yes. Because of these strange gems that seem to be fueling you.
Yeah, because
You
I'm a
need
weird
D6s.
weirdo.
You are a weirdo.
No, I got D6s.
All right, bursting outwards.
That's a lot of 6s.
And in case you guys were curious, this one here on this side, this is the one that failed to save. So he's more injured than the others. I'm like staring at Victoria, like Victoria influences.
I'm the person not here.
For now.
36, 39.
39 points of thunder damage. I rolled
39
4
points of
sixes.
thunder damage. You learn something as you're coming in here.
Is it thunder good?
These Drow Honor Guard appear to be hardier than several of the people that you've faced outside. However, it's 39, so it'd be 19 points of damage for yeah, 19 could be round down.
Half different.
19 points of damage to the other ones. However, this one on this side is incredibly injured by the wave. So they're not so overwhelmingly powerful. But it looked like it was a very big hit against that one on the far side. You burst outwards at her.
And then with my action, I'm going to cast a spell, but I am making a melee spell attack for Booming Blade.
Sure. Bringing your sword up, calling for aid.
No.
Okay. Bringing your blade up, you can strike down against this somewhat injured drow. You look at this man as he's drawing forward a well-maintained blade.
28 to hit.
Yeah, 28's gonna hit, Connor.
Okay.
All right, Laurentius is striking down with his enchanted weapon. Is against the
14.
central one.
Do you need the
I do not
Okay.
need all of this damage
14 total.
goes through. Striking against him, looking like all of his damage so far seems to be working just fine.
Cool.
Is that gonna be it for your turn, Thorn?
That's it.
All right, we're gonna continue as Ismini Callister is enjoying a nice dinner at the home of the Hyatt Berry noble family. So let's go on, continue. That'll be the Drow Priestess's turn. The Priestess of Lolth kind of looking around, seeing what's going on. This woman, who you know to be named Kiori, stands up, looking at the rest of the party, and is going to raise her hand. Well then, I suppose I should have brought someone else to entertain you.
Please.
As she, was that?
I said, please.
As she reaches up, you watch as this bubbling wax begins to pop between the cracks of the floor of the foreman's home, and as it does, it kind of begins rolling this yellow, thick, sort of chalky, I would say, wax material as it's pushing up, shattering little pieces of the wood, roughly in the center of the room here, close to Alilier. You watch as moments later, a single red eye rolls out, a large eyeball, too big for a human, and forms an almost tree-like sort of being. Stop it! There's gonna be a compilation of these by the end of the campaign.
Hey, what did she find on the web after that description?
You watch as this yellow wax-like
Cheerleader.
creature is conjured up by this priestess. As she does, she slinks back into her chair. Looks like the act of conjuring this creature took a lot out of her, but she steadies herself somewhat as she's in the chair with her scepter that she's holding in one hand. Mm-hmm. She's not mechanically prone. She's like in the process of getting back up here. However, that is her action. I'll go ahead and use the rest of her movement to take a step back and get within melee range of one of her honor guard. From there, we will keep going. That is going to be the Drow's turn. The Drow that's closest here, holding a short sword in one hand, hand crossbow in the other, is going to take a shot. Let's go take a shot at my. You're holding up the back. I'm going to give you a +2 cover bonus because you got a little bit of cover going on here. Does a Math 20 hit you?
No.
Math 20 does not hit you. Firing, trying to get through the crowd and hit maybe what he thought the weakest link was. You don't know. These Drow, mean characters. Taking a shot at you, not quite able to find purchase there. The other two, however, are going to... Don't make fun of me for saying that expression, Victoria. I see that face. The other two are going to actually surround Laurentius. We're going to go ahead and make our attacks. First, Laurentius. Got 2 attacks coming at you. It's actually going to be a total of 3. This one here is going to split and attack both L and Laurentius.
Okay.
First 2 attacks at you. 15?
No.
Oh my gosh. Both of my lower on those advantage rolls were natural 1s. They don't count. Really bad. Math 20.
That'll hit.
Okay, so 1 hit against you so far. I'm going to go ahead and roll your 3rd hit as well, though, Connor.
Sure.
3rd hit is going to be a 19.
That'll hit.
Okay, and then L, just to check. Math 10.
No.
A 10 does not, in fact, hit you. Okay.
I kind of wanted to hit me.
Laurentius, as these honor guards begin striking up at you.
Let me know how much damage the first one does.
Okay. The first swing is going to be 9 points of slashing and 5 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, they will take 15 points of cold damage.
Oh, 15
Armor
points of
baggage.
cold.
Armor
And this is the one who's quite injured. 15 points bursting outwards. Do you have any more remaining?
You said 9 and 4? Or 9 and 5?
9 and 5.
9 and 5, okay. So
It'll be 14.
I
Now,
do have still 1 more point.
So the
of armor
second
baggage.
swing will also hit him.
And you'll take 14. Or 15, sorry.
The next one is going to
As
be...
long as you have 1 point.
Yeah.
The next swing is going to be 7 points of slashing and 1 point of necrotic.
Total is 14 plus 7, 21. So I roll... How much do I have to roll for my con saves?
Oh, so no, it's each instance was
It's
below the
10,
threshold.
10.
Okay, so
So it's to be 10-10. And you're concentrating on what spell?
Haste.
Haste.
Haste. Very important to keep these.
And good.
You only need to keep a 10.
I
We're
think
good.
Connor's rolling the dice and not me.
Now, I take 15 again, you said?
Yes, because I still had 1 point of armor back this up.
I will tell you, this one here, you've burst. As he begins slashing at you, each time as he strikes, there's a flash coming out of the temples of Thorn as parts of your armor dissipate and then bind to this other creature and shatter. As he takes a whole bunch of cold damage here, bursting outwards here as you two are becoming sort of mentally connected here in the fight. He looks very injured, but not quite at death's door.
The one in front of me or the one?
The one in front of you is very injured. However, I did get one hit with the one who was behind you as well. So it's going to be another hit and another con save, unfortunately. It'll be 4 points of slashing, 4 points of necrotic. So these guys swinging very fast, wham, 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 coming at you.
8 total?
8 total points of damage. That is going to be it for these Drow Honor Guard, however. Elle, it's going to be your turn, and you're on deck for the next player.
Seeing everything that's happening, I'm gonna look back at you got this?
I got that.
Cool. Well, I have crazy movement now. I can move 70 feet without
Does
dashing.
it feel very good? Very good?
I feel like I could do so many front flips.
You want to see me go back to Carcosa?
Yeah, I could run there and come back, frankly, but I won't because that would be bragging. So I'm going to take the attack of opportunity to swing completely around and end up in front of.
So you're taking the attack of opportunity from the Drow, but not from whatever this weird
Yes.
creature is?
Yeah.
And you would like to go to the Priestess?
Yes.
Am I correct? All right. Do you want to get to the Priestess? Are you getting anywhere near the other Drow or no?
I'm going to be.
Put yourself where you'd like, Cloa. Perfect.
I'd like to be close to the throne.
These guys will take the attack of opportunity. Is it 23 hit?
23 does hit.
Okay. Now, Elle, you watch as you're trying to reach out towards this woman. One of the honor guard turns, looks alarmed. He you just hear him say under his breath, "Mistress." That is not good. It's
Okay.
5 points of slashing.
Well, I'm going to use the reply, my short rest ability, to make a melee attack with advantage.
Okay, you get to also swing back at him as you're charging with the 3 of these Drow who are the honor guard are all males. Drow society is a little. Some of the parts of Drow society are a little different than what you're used to on the surface. Your damage, by the way, was actually you're not resistant to necrotic, are you?
No.
Okay, so it's going to be 8 total damage.
Okay.
For you. Is anyone resist necrotic? You. I knew I needed to separate it for someone. Thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate it.
I haven't technically weapon burst yet. I'm going to this turn, but I haven't done it.
Okay, so weapon bursting along as you're running
Yeah.
across. What kind of energy do you conjure up?
Seeing that thunder worked. Thunder.
Don't forget the bless.
Can you could do thunder as one of your options?
Bless.
Roll a
oh,
d4, yeah.
Yes.
I forgot. That's why I'm saying it.
Also important to note, the D4 applies to all of your concentration checks because they
Right.
are saving
No,
throws.
Believe me, I know. I forgot everything. I was like,
Well,
oh shit.
I mean, it's a 30 to hit.
Hilariously great.
Okay. It's gonna be 10 points of piercing damage.
10 points of piercing damage.
If I had
Okay.
weapon burst, it would be more damage, but technically I didn't do it till after I left.
Well, no, you have a bonus action. If you'd like to say you weapon bursted, that's. I think we're all okay with that.
12 points.
12, so 2 more points of damage?
2 more points
Okay.
of damage.
Not a problem at all. Elle charging up to this priestess, making your first swing. All the damage looks like it's going through.
That was the damage to the person.
Oh, no!
They're dead. Maybe.
They're injured, but they're not
Okay.
dead.
They
This,
were
this is the one. No, this is the super injured one. This is the
Uh,
less injured one.
Cool. Now I will swing.
Charging up to the priestess, seeing you coming towards her, she readies her weapon, the scepter. It almost appears to be a mace. The mace at the top. Looks to be pretty substantial
Plus.
if she struck you with it.
Yeah, I need to do it every time. Can I just roll all 3 hits, swings? Or should I roll them?
If you'd like to swing 3 times on
I'm
her,
going to
absolutely.
swing 3 times at her. Okay.
It feels really good.
Okay.
The big confusing part is you do have to roll.
23. Okay, none of them are below. The lowest one was like 28.
I don't mind telling you, those all hit.
Yeah, because it was 11. I have a plus 10.
She actually has AC 40, strangely enough. This random drow priestess.
Cool. That's 3 hits on the priestess. Do you need thunder separately?
I do not. She does not resist thunder damage. You start counting that up because it's not going to be enough to kill her. Do you mind if I keep going?
Keep going.
Is that it for
I
your
have
turn,
a
Elle?
lot of math to do. Yes.
Elle,
Watch
with this thunder damage, you watch every time she slashes at this priestess, the priestess is rocked backwards as these waves of sonic energy burst outwards. In the distance, you hear this strange sound, like footsteps, but not like any boots you ever heard, that appear to be coming from somewhere deep within the caverns of the unfinished portion of the mine over to the northwest.
Chitinous footsteps.
Maybe chitinous footsteps. I didn't say it, you said it.
48 points of damage.
Ugh, 48 points of damage.
Thank you for the haste.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, because of how much damage there was, I want to let you know something. As you're watching her, she does not appear to be concentrating on a spell.
It's just payback for last campaign.
So whatever she's done to conjure this creature or summon this creature does not appear to be a thing that she's required to
Okay.
continue the effort for.
Interesting.
Cool.
That's what I would had.
No, that was very good.
Cool.
We'll continue on.
not set up for
Something
you.
moves, and then we're gonna go to my turn. You can see there's a very injured drow. Everyone here is hurt a little bit at least.
I'm gonna do something kind of rude.
Except for this guy, right?
I'm gonna cast daylight
barely.
on myself.
So you sure drow aren't
I love
vampires.
you, Amanda.
Guys, I've never told you I like pretending to be upset when you guys do cool stuff. I really enjoy.
Amanda's kind of tricked out for this entire encounter.
Yeah, I'm really set up to fight drow here. Yeah.
So why don't you tell me what happens with daylight?
My
60 feet of bright light. is coming, and then another 60 feet of dim light.
As you burst forth, is this concentration?
Nope, it should last an hour.
This like holy music in the background is very fitting.
You burst out, and you watch as immediately all four drow shield themselves. They're not burning, but like this bright light, it's genuinely uncomfortable and will activate all of their sunlight sensitivities. In this room was dim light, meaning disadvantage in perception checks before. That is no longer the case.
Cool.
You're just a beacon of holy light, and I love
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Now we have a pattern of multiple times. Mai has walked into a room and been like, it's dark in here. Light.
Let me light.
Aren't you what is your subclass again? Could you remind us? What is your subclass?
I'm a light cleric.
You don't
do.
say.
I will say this.
Weird, you're wearing heavy
I actually
armor.
want to take a moment here and just because you know how I often will. So often I'll give inspiration for being particularly funny, particularly clever. I just want to reward playing your character. So go ahead and hand this down to Amanda. I make hard encounters, so I like giving. Alex, you can have a bicycle just because.
I get the
He's
funny
gonna use it to
One of my best
cancel
friends
out
right there.
Amanda's bicycle later.
Probably.
We give a lot of inspiration because we run encounters that are above your challenge rating. All right.
And then
Get good.
I'm gonna use action surge.
Yeah.
Why is
We were friends a second ago, and I gave you a bicycle. Now, no one has used their ally yet. Would you like to use him? He resets every
Sure.
round.
I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray on the weird waxing thing in front of me.
He will charge, giving you advantage in this first attack roll.
Okay.
So as you call out for Sir Latraval, ah! As he runs through, charging with his great ball up. I'm sorry, would you rather... you're fine.
Then I'll just roll the other two.
You get the D4 for everyone.
Yep. And
Additionally-
I've got the matching D4s.
Oh, okay.
That first attack will deal 8 additional bonus damage.
The lowest hit was a 20.
They'll all hit this creature. You watch as this strange creature bubbling up. You strike
Everybody
against
has
it.
that
Now, what kind of damage is this? Fire damage? Is that
Fire.
correct?
Yes.
It appears to resist but not be immune to that damage.
Good to know.
Additionally, his weapon, though, his magical maul appears to be effective.
I'm gonna say you need to find a way to get Hex, because it's so good to cast Hex damage on Scorching Ray Hex.
26
Hexblade
points
and
of fire
Hex.
damage.
26, so we're going to have that to 13, but you also have 8 more damage, so 21 damage on this strange
The Hexer.
creature. Would you like to make a knowledge check here? You don't have to if you'd prefer not to.
Yeah, I've read some books.
This would be a religion check. You
You're
are allowed to
religious.
make Arcana as a backup, but I know you would prefer to make religion.
16.
A 16, as you strike against it, you see that the fire doesn't seem to do much against it, but his weapon, because the way it pushes through and the way it sort of semi-reacted to your light, you don't know much about it. It is a failure, but it's not by much, so I will say this is a fiend. This is some sort... I'll even be more specific. This is a demon.
Could you put it in an orb for me?
If only we
Maybe
had
sneezes.
if only we had a person that carries demon orbs around somewhere.
Demon
Why don't you guys share the
Pokeballs.
Pokeballs? Obviously.
Right. Well, it took like an hour to do the last one, so.
But
Last one
by
was beefy though.
you fire a whole bunch of these bolts, and you get your allied, this allied knight to come up and kind of hold it off to keep you guys separate. and we will jump to the top of round 2. Latraval readies his weapon again, ready to help one of you guys, whoever needs it. That'll be Thorn first. Ismini, you're on deck.
I just learned something horrible.
Laurentius, you were currently surrounded on both sides, but these drow do not look like they're they look pretty inaccurate. They're covering their eyes, they're having a hard time seeing. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Arms of Hadar at 2nd level. Make me that strength save.
How big is Arms of Hadar?
It is.
Like, are you having to put it on the far side of the room?
No, it's a 10-foot radius.
Oh, okay. And can it affect you at all?
It's just a burst out from me. It's not Hunger of Hadar. It's Arms of Hadar.
That'll hit the Yoklal. This strange creature.
Cool. It probably won't affect it.
This one's not a me, by the way. It's gonna see. This is absolutely an old Dungeons and Dragons
I
thing.
said nothing. I didn't say.
Not much damage, but it's fine.
They're in
The
bright lights.
strange creature fails,
Okay.
and the 2 drow. Put me down for a natural 20 today. A 16 pass or fail.
Fail.
1 pass, 1 fail. On the
Okay.
drow. The one who failed, however, is more injured than the others. This could be it.
So this is only 10 points of necrotic damage.
Not quite it yet.
Okay. The one that failed can't take reactions, or anyone who did fail can't take reactions
That's not good.
until my next turn.
Hell yeah, bro.
And the one that's behind me is the one that is still
So the one who failed is the most injured one.
right.
Who's in
So
front
the
of
one
you.
that succeeded is behind me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action try to shove her out of the way.
All right, I'll make my strength saving throw as she's shunted backwards. That's a natural 4. She's going to move however you'd like her.
Just back away from me.
Here,
I
I'll,
just
I'll
wanna...
make her I have to push her into
Perfect.
mine.
And then I'm gonna try to, since this guy can't take reactions, I'm just gonna move 30 feet this way. Perfect.
Sprinting out of the way, they're still shielding their eyes, unsure what to do. That will then be the Yoklal's turn. This creature. No one speaks Abyssal here, right?
No.
No.
I'm gonna get terrible looks from you for a while, aren't I, Victoria? All right.
We all try to commit the sound to memory.
But I have to repeat this later to Speedy.
Don't get out their phone recorder.
It bubbles and gurgles ever so slightly over and is going to make 2 slam attacks. You watch as these tendrils, like arms, stretch outwards. This waxy limb reaches out and strikes down towards you. One is coming at you, and one is coming at your friend here,
No, don't
this
tell.
dear knight. Now, does a math 20 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. That will definitely hit him.
Did you not 20 him?
I did not no, I would count natural 20s. They're very important here. Now, it's not... I have good news and bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Good news. You're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Bad news.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take 31 points of poison damage. As it strikes against you, the bubbling material, rather than leaving a residue on your armor, rather than maybe burning your skin, appears almost to pass through you, sinking in. Like you feel the dampness of it as it pushes into you, infecting your very form. As this demonic creature strikes you.
Nasty. At least it's not acid.
That's all it's gonna do. It's gonna stay where it is. It's pretty happy and it begins flailing. You watch as it 1, 2, 4, 5, 8 of these waxy limbs just flailing about. It's this horrifying. I think they look like trees. It's never mentioned anywhere in the lore. They look like trees to me.
I've been picturing Gumby.
They're wow.
Like,
Gumby in a
scary.
K-hole maybe. It's rough. We're gonna keep on going. That is then gonna be
Gumby.
Ismini. You gently have been finished blowing this tea that is a little too warm before taking a sip. Princess Josephine nodding to you as she enjoys Cordelia's tea. Cordelia stops and looks for a moment. Now, it's okay. No, that you actually want to hold that with your left hand. You're appropriate. I understand things. It's my understanding that things are a little bit different over in the nails. That manners are held in a different regard there. Is that right? Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Will is meaning punch a child.
She's about 16 years old.
Child.
It's a child.
Yeah. No, you're right, but
25.
25. You're able to contain this. Any feelings within you are able to be quelled down. Your left hand. Excellent. We will make an heiress out of you. Victoria, I'm not her. We're gonna keep on going so I don't get broken up with. But Ismini, at the end of your turn, the priestess is gonna make a legendary action.
That was great. I love how that was my turn. Y'all are screwed. That was my turn.
Are you getting any vibes?
No.
Are you getting
No.
help us vibes?
Yeah.
I found out the worst news possible in a Dungeons and Dragons game you could possibly have.
Just
My favorite spell sucks a hell of a lot more whenever you're playing a wizard with 61 health.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Welcome to being a wizard.
I had like 150 health with my bard.
Yeah, your bard was a tank.
The priestess at the end of Ismini's turn is going to use a legendary action. Seeing one of her honor guards so injured, you just hear her reach out. You have served me well, Sharon. And you watch as the injured drow begins to stretch and burst.
Yummy.
You watch as bursting from inside of him, you now see this purple, this strange purple creature, long, sort of hooked palms at the end of its strange, jagged limbs, and it begins rapidly rushing towards the nearest of you.
Did you make his skin explode?
He does not look like, he does not appear to be an elven person at this point. That'll be the priestess's turn. The priestess, I don't know why I keep saying priestess weird.
Priestess.
It's Kiori's turn. Kiori
The priestess.
is going to begin. I will begin casting a spell. She begins conjuring up this mighty wealth of magic. You'd recognize this to be some sort of abjuration spell. Anyone doing anything here?
Anybody have counterspell in this party?
Nope.
Okay.
We left behind the one person
As
with
she's
us.
drawing
Actually-
these webs in midair.
I don't because I technically learned it from Ismini and didn't write it down on my sheet. And therefore didn't prep it.
Oh, okay. It's not prepared today. You watch as she pulls back, like an
Not
elf
good, that
drawing
good.
back an
Just-
arrow. As she fires, you watch as a web of light cascades outwards before it gobbles up, devouring the light as she casts Dispel Magic. Now, what level spell is Daylight?
Level 3.
Okay, the Daylight is dispelled.
Okay.
However, that was her turn to do that. She is going to provoke an attack of opportunity
Hey, you got a bicycle on
Oh
it.
god, I love that.
from Ililie in order to back up further.
23.
Yeah, that'll hit. You're able to strike her as she's backpedaling, getting further away from you.
17.
17 points of damage. Okay, she's looking pretty hurt. Like, it's a good hit. You hear her hissing an order, commanding the Yoklal to protect her, and then we'll continue. It'll be the Drow's turn. The Drow here, there's only 2 of them remaining. This one's going to go ahead and interpose himself between Ililie and the Priestess, and is going to make his 2 attacks on you. A math 20, L.
No.
That was the higher of my 2 swings. Begins slash.
Thank you for haste.
Haste is nuts.
I never want to be not hasted now.
The other one, let me see. Am I going to attack Mai or am I going to
Is
attack?
that good it feels?
Letroval?
Feel the other
I'm going to
side.
attack Letroval. With the light dispersed,
Or Letroval.
We're gonna get him killed.
he is okay now. He's not bloodied at the moment. He's going to go ahead and take a step forward. The honor guard striking 1-2 against Sir Letroval. Looks like only one of those is going to hit. He's going to take a little bit more damage. He's gonna take a decent bit more damage.
Yeah.
Letraval is looking hurt, but not quite to bloodied. We will then continue on. It's going to be Ililie's turn, and you're on deck for players. Elle, what do you have for me? The priestess is hiding behind one of her soldiers.
Can I get a check first? Do I think this priestess might resist necrotic damage? I've seen other people being like slinging spells at her.
So, has anyone done necrotic damage to her?
I've only done thunder
thought
damage.
you did.
No.
You didn't.
It's only done thunder damage. So here's what I'll say. I will offer you a check, but you need to tell me what sort of thing. Are you looking for equipment, a spell? Because you know naturally drow don't there's no natural resistance to necrotic.
I'm trying to think if I've read. I think I'm going back to what I've read.
Okay.
We haven't fought very many drow, so practical
Yeah.
not a lot of
you
practical
bullied
knowledge
one
yet.
of them.
Yeah, but I haven't thrown
You bullied half
necrotic
of one of
damage.
them.
To be fair, he also has bullied me.
What? Prove it.
Somewhere, Ralnor is eating a carpet.
I think of the hole above my bed that's been patched many times. Do I know anything about drow priestesses and if they get special augmentation along those lines? I
Okay,
think it'll
I will
be
let you do this, and I will
hard.
tell you, unfortunately, I need a religion check. So you're seeing if anything about their divine powers.
+7.
It's only a
It's a natural 20 for 27.
Natural 20, okay, a natty 20. You do not know of any natural resistance. Now, certainly she would have access to spells that would do that.
Cool.
There are, oh my god.
So cute.
Coco is
Child.
adorable.
Yes, everyone, give your table familiars a treat if if you've got one handy. No, as far as you know, unless she's cast a spell on herself, which you've not seen any evidence of yet, she's unlikely to be resistant to it.
Going to sidestep this guy without actually leaving his threat range.
Yep.
I'm going to spin 2 arcane points to imbue a spell into my weapon.
Now, this guy can make a reaction and is going to use his reaction as he dives towards you as you make an attack on the priestess within his radius. I'm going
Fair
to
enough.
impart disadvantage on your attack roll. As a reminder, we are getting close to the end of the round. You still have Letraval.
Can I borrow Letraval? Yeah. No, he's going to die if I call him over.
He got used for the wax figure.
That was on my.
That was
last round.
Oh, that was last round.
That was last round, yes.
You can
Can
take
I-
him.
Can I borrow Letraval to distract the guy? or
You
something?
make your decision. These things
Yes,
all happen very,
Letraval.
very quickly.
Make a lot of noise.
To slay spiders! And he charges forward. He's going to grant you advantage on this attack roll, and if you hit, deal an additional d12 of damage.
Cool. The spell I imbued was 3rd level inflict wounds.
Now,
Which
it
is
will provoke
5d10.
from the Yolok, and that is going to be a miss against him. So he's not struck by this strange Yoklol. So this can be a flat roll. Would have been disadvantage otherwise.
First
you have
one-
your d4 from Bless.
First swing.
Very smart with the bluffs, guys. Or the Bless, excuse me.
Yeah, they're kind of bluffed.
15.
Sorry to say a 15 is a miss.
Is that what's your D4?
Yeah,
Okay.
I rolled really bad. 27.
Super hits.
Cool.
You want to go and roll the 3rd attack roll for me? Or no, you... Oh, yeah. You want to roll that 3rd one for me, too?
Natural 1.
Natural one is going to be an automatic
It's
miss there.
1 out of 3, which
1
is...
out of 3 swings.
Okay, you said an extra d12.
Yes, an extra d12 of damage.
This is d12.
Takes this big maul, charges forward. You might say, Matthew, mauls are 2d6 damage. And I say, this is an NPC. And I like rolling d12
2,
sometimes.
3, 4, 5. Okay. This plus
I need none of this separate.
6. Okay.
That is so many dice. Mm-hmm. Who let her at the table? Like, why is Elle here? Cloa, I mean, they're great, but Elle,
20.
too much damage. Very mean to my NPCs.
Just surprised they had D12s handy.
42.
Box is right here is why.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my d12 I was
42.
using.
Peek behind the curtain.
51. 57 points of damage.
The priestess?
Yeah, to the priestess. That was only one swing.
Ouch.
One successful.
I will say this: she's past bloodied, so she's under half of her health. As you strike against her, oh, you cut her through. You see that you've actually struck through some of the like this fine sash style clothing you have. And as you strike, you can see that you couldn't tell very easily before. She has painted armor, splint mail that has been formed clearly for her body. It's like there's a lot of style that's going into this, maybe an intimidation factor. But you're still, even with the armor, you're able to break part of the pieces, and you see her dark, purplish blood begin pouring out through the sides. She grabs her wound and readies herself for more combat.
I'm gonna wipe some of the blood from my face and be like, purple really isn't my color.
She just says, racist. No,
I like my blues and my reds separate.
You do like them separate. Elle, is that gonna be it for your turn?
Yeah, I guess.
Gravely wounding her. Now was that vampiric touch?
No.
Okay, this
That was a 3rd level inflict wounds.
huge,
5d10 versus 3d6.
huge amounts of damage, but only a one-off. I like it.
Yeah, this is not vampiric touch. I'm not injured, so.
So here's the thing: I just went,
Vampiric touch heals.
so I have access to one of these legendary actions.
I can only keep swinging.
Yeah, I guess. You watch as she takes her scepter, raises it up high. I hate doing this. Laurentius, I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw as a font of bursting small spiders shatters through the floor below you.
17.
Hundreds, thousands of these. 17. You're going to take half damage here as this. There's these spouts of spiders burst up from the ground and begin biting all over your torso, arms, face.
Gross.
It's only be
Yuck.
it's only be half damage.
Okay.
Of what it was. Sorry, it's only be half damage, and there's no conditions that go along with this.
Hell yeah.
Not yet. That's a legendary action.
So it would have been 27 points of damage, but instead it'll be 13 points of poison damage.
Okay.
How are you looking, Laurentius?
I'm bloodied.
Now, I would like that con save though.
Con save?
Con save. I just wanted the excuse to type the phrase "font of spiders"
16.
in my notes. 16 is a pass, but if you had failed, if that had been the full damage, it would have
Right.
been a fail.
Yeah.
Actually, it would have been exactly a pass. Actually, sorry. So let's continue. It's the bottom of the round.
The gross yellow thing doesn't have a reaction, right?
It does not have a reaction. It is still here. That has been. You can see these oily black arms still grabbing against it. The arms of a dark spell still in effect.
I want to get within 30 feet of the sorcerer. The priestess.
Let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You will have to provoke from the drow. Is that
That's
okay? Okay. I will make my attack roll. I won't lie. I don't have advantage on this one, unfortunately. Put me down for a natty 1.
Woo!
Very good, Amanda.
And then I'll use my second channel divinity to do radiant damage to everybody.
This bursts out. It's a 30-foot sphere around you, basically?
Yeah.
And only hits enemies.
Yes.
Nice.
Con save.
Could I... Do you say anything as you invoke this blessing?
I just call for the Moon Mother's blessing.
You hear her voice, and as she speaks, it's almost as if there's a choir speaking in harmony with her as she invokes this blessing. Con saves?
Con saves.
It's like the first Halo menu.
This will also hit this boyo here, and I will let you know he does go after you, in case you were curious about how that works. Oh, that's not at the D20. A 16 against you, does that pass or fail?
That's pass.
Okay. So the strange purple creature passes. Both regular drow, the honor guard, fail, and the priestess, 15.
That fails.
Priestess fails. Priestess is so scared of this. I will burn her only legendary resistance. So I'm gonna choose to pass on that. So
Okay.
only the only fails are the drows.
What about the strange monster?
This pass, fail.
The yellow one.
Yellow
Yellow
boy.
one.
Oh, the yellow one. Yeah, the Yucklaw. Oh, that is a fail.
20 points of radiant damage.
And it's half on a save?
Yes.
The only legendary resistance.
Only one. So out of legendary resistances. You watch as she does, you see this almost invisible armor that shatters like glass around her. You've seen effects like this before as she loses something from herself.
Yeah,
Her
you're
haste
good.
is still up.
You're totally fine. I have good con saves.
Yeah.
I also have advantage.
Oh.
And bless.
Oh yeah, I haven't rolled the d4s. I would have been totally
This honor guard is on death's door, incredibly injured here.
Fight me.
However, the strange purple creature, that's going to be his turn. You watch it. It's going to begin lurching forward, but rather than come at you on the ground, you watch as it leaps up and begins crawling along the ceiling with its upper limbs before dropping on our dear Mai.
reverse crab crawl order on the ceiling.
And then drops down on you. It's going to go ahead and make its two...
Horrible.
Yeah.
Don't like
Make two attacks. One with its bite and one with its claws. First, we're going to make the bite attack. This creature that is going to be... it's going to be a super miss. With its bite, it tries to sink its teeth in you. And as you do, you watch as its jaws unhinge. And you see these multiple like orifices along the lower part of its neck. And unfortunately, you can still see pieces of the drow remaining sloughing off the outside of it. Like this thing was hiding within the drow. It's going to make its one attack with its claws. An 11 to hit is going to be a miss. We will then continue up to the start of round 3. Thorn, back to you, my friend. You're still concentrating on haste. Not losing it's that's very big.
Do I have a demon instead of a Pokeball inside of me?
I don't know.
I'm gonna move like
I love how many theories you've thrown out.
I'm just gonna move over 10 feet to get good line of sight on
Yep.
this one, and I'll
Yep,
cast Hexblade's Curse on her.
All right, using your Hexblade's Curse, this doesn't even trigger the whole 2 spells per turn thing.
No, it does not.
So perfect. You invoke your Hexblade's Curse.
I'm gonna do Scorching Ray on that one.
And he's hurt enough that you're pretty confident. You roll well here, you could take him out.
Okay. Good.
Whenever we have these breaks between sessions, sometimes I like
Those
to
are
actually
crits with Hexblade's
roll my
Curse.
hit dice. for certain NPCs,
Nice.
and that's very fun.
Okay, I rolled 6 plus 9. What was that? 15 is the lowest.
15 is exactly a hit versus the
Okay,
Oak
and then the other 2 are 19s, which is a crit with Hexblade's Curse.
So you explode him. Gumby is dead.
I think I might have hinted if he rolled well. All right. I actually,
10d6.
because this matters, I can't move on. I need to know the damage first because he could do it.
20.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of those ones. Make that 30.
Think about D&D is actually absolutely does involve some math.
But it's like addition.
It's like basic math, but it's so hard.
3 rays times, what's 4 times 3, 12, so 47 or 48? 48 points of damage. If you need the necrotic separate, it's 12 necrotic, 30.
Laurentius, you turn
36 fire damage?
grinning as you spin around, lobbing bolts of telekinetic energy infused with flame. Or is it the other way around? As they fly through, boom, 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 piercing through, you watch as quickly scorch marks appear on the wall of the foreman's office behind the drow as he drops to the ground.
And I get 8 hit points back.
Thank you.
Hell yeah! As he is struck down, collapsing, you feel something welling up within you. The voice once more. Kill her. Kill her and we'll be stronger.
Okay.
We have to be close. You feel a sort of hunger coming over you. But let's keep going.
It's been a while since I ate.
It is the Yaklal's turn. The Yaklal, seeing what's going on around here, the eye rotates in place ever so slightly and begins sinking in within the wax. And you would see this, Mai, as you're so close, as the wax begins to bubble, 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 and turn into a mist. The mist itself is going to begin moving, rolling through this yellow haze through the room, occupying still roughly the same, so roughly a square in terms of mechanics, is going to fly over and surround our dear Mai. this space here begins just feeling caustic and unpleasant. Remind me at the start of your turn that you're in the mist.
Okay.
Could you do that for me?
Yes.
I really appreciate it. Let's continue on. That is then going to be Ismini. They finally have brought the scones out. The help has been very kind here. You've been very generous, I'm sure, as you always are. But she simply, this Cordelia woman has been, for the past few minutes, talking about your ward. I mean, honestly, it's a bit odd to look. She should just get the hair fixed, and they have illusion magics to fix whatever defect is happening with her eyes. And honestly, I think it would make it respectable. You said that she's actually from the Roans, the summer people, right? Can I ask, do you need to make another wisdom saving throw?
$17.
How does Ismini respond to this attack upon Elilier?
I have considered drawing my wand, but instead,
You sheath your gun.
oh, no, I already know what I'd cast. It's fine.
Silence.
That's not actually a horrible call.
Firebolt.
You know, we've talked a lot about manners and decorum and how people treat others in our time together today.
Of course,
And
it
I-
is important to consider these things as a noble woman.
I would love to tell you a little bit about the Elven House of Summer.
Oh, how interesting. You know, I would love to hear about them. Those forest people they're so exciting. And we're going to jump on back. It's going to be the
This is
priestess's turn.
Torturous.
Yeah. Well, you weren't here last week, so now you're dealing with Cordelia.
And we missed the
Is
part where he tried
Cordelia
to
a redheaded
play.
Pegasus rider?
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. But she's a little. I believe I said she had. I think actually she was a blonde-haired young woman.
Pretty sure she's a Pegasus rider.
She is a dumb little girl.
It's
from your
weird. I have a
point of view.
feeling that if she was in the room, we might kill her before the BBAG. It was just weird.
Let her die.
Be like, drown lady, stay put. We gotta handle this first.
Push her in front and then like.
Yeah.
It's called a meat shield.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make two
She
swings
has
with my
guardian.
scepter.
In a way.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to swing once at Sir Letraval and once at Ililier. I'll do L first, however, because
Is this
L.
the queen?
This
Or
is the priestess.
The
Yes.
priestess, sorry.
Ooh. Wait a second. I could, to replace one of my attacks, push Letraval and potentially get advantage on L.
Try it. I know I'm daring you. You're gonna do it. Succeed.
DM's playing against himself.
Yeah.
DM's looking up a spell I have.
Is
have
it Psionic Blast? Blast.
Blast.
Blast him.
That was actually really good.
I'm a Brex thing.
Makes sense. You're under arrest.
Roger, Roger.
You know what? I'm gonna cast a
That
spell
doesn't
instead. I'm gonna cast a spell, filling up a space here.
Oh, what's that?
I'm gonna cast Insect Plague
Gross.
as swarming, biting locusts begin to burst out from her hands, flying through the room and eventually swarming, covering both and they're in those mists as well, and our dear Mr. Thorn.
You had locusts in your hands?
The Spider Queen has offered me many gifts.
Those aren't spiders.
That's a blight.
We will do what we must in these troubling times.
They don't even look like spiders.
Did you know there
Not
are...
even an arachnid.
They're not even an arachnid.
She's off theme.
Do better, honestly.
They're 8-legged locusts, obviously.
Let's do like crab swarm. At least they have 8 legs.
Do somebody likes
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
I don't know why I didn't know
She's
that.
gonna stay there. She's so stuck where she is that I'm gonna go over to the honor guard's turn. I only have one honor guard left, and he's gonna go ahead and move into flanking position against L.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my 2 attacks. L, I'm gonna try to take you out.
You can try.
22.
That hits.
17 misses.
No. Okay. I'm going to use my reaction.
Yes,
Where you
you-
get to damage me.
Would you like to reduce
it.
my damage?
Yes.
All right.
It's by this plus 14. 15 points.
Would have been 10 total damage, so you reduce it to 0.
Guess what I'm going to do?
Are you going to spend an arcane point?
I am going to spend an
Oh,
arcane point and
darn it!
redirect that at the original attacker.
He brings his sword up, striking down. You
Or
watch
to a,
his...
I'm sorry, to a creature within range.
No.
I can't. Can I?
So, we talked about how we do redirecting melee attacks here before, and we've kind of gone back and forth, because we are still working this character somewhat. I do think it really makes a lot of sense if you could redirect this past you. I can narrate it pretty easily. You take the taking one of your hands off your sword, you grab him, pull him towards you as he strikes out. Make an attack roll real quick for me.
Is that cocked? I think it is, but
Does not look cocked at all to me. Yeah, okay. What was your on the die?
it's a 4.
Okay.
It's with his benefits.
You grab the arm, trying to bring him forward, but he's able to kind of resist, stamping his foot down and taking a step back. It's not a hit there, but that's okay.
That's fine.
He raised himself for additional combat, but that will then be Elle's turn. Mai, you're the next player.
Careful. You almost got your spider mistress.
This guy's confused by all of this casual taunting. They're here thinking we're hot shit.
We like to style on people.
You do.
Cool. It's my turn. I'm going to completely ignore the drow behind me. Turn to my new best purple friend.
Hey,
Curie?
Yes, Curie.
No, you meant Thorn.
I know,
Thorn
right?
is jelly.
I'm just dissing Thorn in this moment. I'm going to imbue a spell into my weapon, and then I'm going to swing 3 times.
As you begin casting the spell, you are reminded once more that clerics generally don't have access to this counter spell.
Natural 20 for a 32 on the first one. And my spell goes off, so I'm going to roll that first. The damage out first. Yeah. That was a 2nd level inflict wounds, which makes for 4d 10.
Elle, swinging around. You didn't say beforehand, but I will ask, would you like your buddy? Oh,
No,
you have
I
already
was
rolled
looking him up.
we
Yeah,
determined it was a
I already,
crit. You're right.
yeah. I already don't need him. 4d10,
Gross.
2d8, plus 6. Ooh, 20. 31, 40, 45, 51 points of damage.
That's a good crit.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to double my dice.
No, you didn't.
No, wait, this is genuinely the straight roll. Shall I do it again?
I was gonna ask, would you describe to me what this looks like?
Considering that I can do double this, do I just...
So 100
I'm
damage.
sorry, do I explode her?
At worst, you do
So we'll do this.
50%
I
less
think
than
that she... in
She
one-
might actually. I will tell you this. You may have done enough damage where it was her full health under.
Do you want me to roll it again? See?
I don't. I don't need to know. Describe me what's happening here as you slay this priestess of Lulf.
I've been watching a lot of Star Wars recently, and we know of the... You know how the Ambin gun makes people puff out of existence? I like to think that in this thunderous...
Watch The Mandalorian.
chromatic. Oh, it's not the chromatic orb. I'm thinking of chromatic orb. In this because I'm doing thunder damage, piercing damage, and necrotic damage.
symphony
I just sort
of
of
elements.
puff her out of existence.
As you strike this
There's some purple blood. Don't worry.
Yeah, this strange energy courses through you, and you watch, and you can begin to get an idea of a spell that could truly disintegrate something.
Weird. You
As you-
atomized her.
Bursts through her. What remains behind is this strange cord she had wrapped around her waist. This silken band, almost like a belt, that she had around her. As she looks into your eyes. You see her confusion, not shock necessarily, but disbelief. She doesn't. This couldn't have happened. I couldn't have. As she fades into nothingness.
Just stunlock the boss to death.
Sorry, I didn't know that you wanted to be near her when she died. So
There's nothing left.
I'm sorry.
That's,
I just remembered.
my patron will just yell at me in my sleep. It's fine.
No.
He'll yell at you now. I'm sorry. Can I turn around and swing my last 2 swings at the guy behind me?
You absolutely may.
I'm just gonna roll them together. Like decided dice. 15 the lowest, 24 on the highest.
Those will both hit.
Or I'm sorry, 17 on the lowest. I can't do math.
Math is hard.
Yes, math is hard.
Elzo, haste is insane.
9,
I did try to break it. Let that be known.
15.
Yeah, no, he
15. 8, 6. 8 plus 6 is
14.
Oh,
14
sorry.
points of damage.
Another 29 points of damage then.
And that is another defeated drow.
And I have movement, so I'm gonna go ahead and move and get.
Yes, avoiding the strange combination.
Are all the spider things?
The locust went away before having any effect.
Thank you,
I
Elle.
would have called that incredibly
So
efficient
much damage,
turn.
guys. It's a 5th level spell.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
The locust, as you're charging forward, you watch as thousands of locusts begin popping. It's horrifying, guys. You're truly gross.
I'm gonna see what that other roll
Yeah.
would have been. That was a 5.
Elle, was that it for your turn?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just seeing how much damage I would have
I
done.
want to keep this rolling, so I'm going to go ahead and... Victoria, can you roll me a d4? Do you have one of those handy?
4.
It would have been 55 additional points of
Really?
damage.
Yeah, it's a 4.
So you'd have broke 100.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would have had finally the turn I broke 100 damage and
Friends.
You watch as a quart
Feels good, right?
of giant spiders
unlimited power.
begin skittering into the room. See, the ones in the back are actually crawling along the low ceilings here. Still low enough where you could easily stab at them because of how big they are. They're just crawling up towards you. Chittering, horrifying spiders. It'll be Mai's turn.
I'm in the mist right now. What happens to me?
You're in the mist! I told you don't want to be in the mist. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, that's not good. 13. Wait, does Bless go on saves as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say this, if you roll a 2
15.
or better,
I rolled a 2. 15.
that's exactly the DC here. Now, good thing,
Then you got those
you are
other things.
not poisoned, becoming vulnerable to all forms of damage.
Oh, good.
It's very, very good. As you're trying to like hold your breath, coughing in here, readying yourself, you can act normally because you succeeded on the Yoklal's save here. You can see, however, it looks like it's beginning to coalesce back into a creature here. It's going to be back to normal soon.
Okay. I don't know what to do about attacking this mist, so instead I see big spiders. I'm just gonna cast Fireball on them.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I cast Fireball on
Burn
the
the
big
bugs.
spiders.
Do you want to hit this creature here? You'd have to have Elle make a save too.
She's hasted. She has advantage on the deck saves.
It's true. It's fire.
Okay. You are vulnerable to fire.
I will say I am.
No, I won't hit the purple guy.
I'll
just
be
hit
fine.
the spiders.
I'll
What are
be
you doing,
fine.
Mai?
I'll be
I'm just
fine.
hitting the spiders.
Okay.
I'll live. I'll be fine. If I die, I went out vaporizing a spider woman.
Connor, look at this.
Woo! I'll write it down.
That is 2 natural ones. I roll these big groups, I'll roll together. All of them critically fail.
Hell yeah.
Remember the old campaign rules for that?
Yeah, I do.
32 points of fire damage.
Nice.
Got a lot of sixes.
That was a good fireball roll.
That was a good fireball.
Do you really roll 32?
Yeah.
Oh dang! I didn't even get to shatter them.
Mom sees spiders, turns, no. Licks her fingers and explodes half their. You watch as piles of silver blast away, some of them still glowing molten hot, fly through the room like shrapnel. You guys are unharmed.
Heard one of the spiders be like, "Nani?" Gone.
Just fully gone.
I said no giant
We
spiders.
did a good job of walking to rooms and being like, no.
No.
Is the theme of this, wait, is the moral of the story Fireball good?
Yes.
Because I think that's what we determined last time.
The moral of this story is
Fire
if you,
good.
if If you set enough drow on fire, you'll solve your problems.
I think fire good is the story, the baseline of this story.
I buffed their health. They were just giant spiders to pad it
Well, you're
out.
gonna bring out like 10 more spiders, right? We're ready to go.
Maya, is that it for your turn?
That's it for my turn.
Easy.
We've broken our DM.
Someone's bloodied, okay? By someone, I mean me.
Well, I'm going for you.
Shit.
I'm going to provoke. Actually, I'm just going to provoke from L. As this creature, he is going
Having
to charge after you because you are quite injured.
Gross.
They're 29.
29 hits. As you slash against this creature, it's a little hurt. Hasn't taken all that much damage quite yet.
You have Sentinel, right? Just kidding.
No.
I know you don't.
Eat that feed.
It was so good on Jocelyn.
18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. This creature is about bloody. It's about half health here. As it charges forward, it's going to first make its claw attack, then its bite attack at you.
Cool.
Yes. First, claw. Math 23.
Okay.
Bite. Now for a natural 20. I'm all ups and downs.
I'm just
Shit.
wording
Are you
flare
okay,
on for
Thor?
him. To give you disadvantage.
17 to hit.
I will shield.
Does that mean you take neither of the hits now?
I will take this 23 because
All right.
my AC is only.
So go ahead and start making that save. It's going to be not super high.
It's
And
just
it's
a,
going to be... Oh, it's going to be 9 points of slashing damage. Just DC dead. DTC
what is
10
the
save.
save?
This is for the save for your concentration on haste.
Oh, okay.
So you took 9 damage.
Okay.
DC 10, you probably passed it
No,
automatically.
yeah, we're good. 9 damage.
We made a lot of these saves. What do we have left here as we go up to the top of the round?
How are you?
Thorn.
Are you on health?
I'm like below 50%.
I'm gonna go ahead and start the round. The Yaklaw will reform.
Oh, shoot.
What would you like to do? Laurentius, it's you.
I'm gonna quicken spell Armor of Agathis.
Get
Get-
some temporary HP.
Get 10 more HP,
All right.
and then
Once
I'll
again, using your mental abilities, form a cold shield.
and I'll Eldritch Blast the purple boy. Oh wait, is he in 5 feet?
You are yes, they're
Okay.
both in melee.
Then I'll
You're
just
threatened by both of them at the moment.
okay, cool. Then I'll just swing at him.
All right. Go ahead and take your swing.
Oof, that's gonna be a mess. So that's 7,
Don't forget your...
18.
That's against the purple thing.
Yeah.
Super hits.
Oh, well, I rolled 2 single digits.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a good plus.
If you roll a double digit on that D4, I'll be upset with you. I will want to check your dice.
7 plus 7, 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. By the way, thank you for keeping it, checking in on me on that. 14 points of damage. This thing is on death's door. Striking against this
one
Eder
point of
cat.
that is thunder damage, which I don't know if that matters.
It
I don't
doesn't
know if
matter
it's
here.
Like a thingy.
So
letting
think
you
about,
know.
you think you remember for a moment your father talking about this creature. It's known as an Eder cap, but it being here feels wrong. To remember why, you'll have to check some skills later. But
Okay, that's my turn.
okay, we'll keep on going. It is the Yaklaw's turn. Yaklaw not yet defeated. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Just seeing what I have left. Looking around the eyeball, gazing at the three of you, then back towards this human man you've brought with you. Amanda, I will ask for you to make this is just a luck check. I'm gonna have you roll this d20 on an 11 or higher. Don't tell me what it is. On an 11 or higher, I'm going to be casting a spell on.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were done talking.
I'm so sorry. Ilya Arendrell, can you go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw as I cast Dominate Person on you?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? Sure. I don't have advantage on this. Wait, I have blessed, right?
Yes.
11.
Plus.
That's a 13
Reroll
total.
it.
Reroll that. Okay.
One more time.
gonna use a different D20.
You want this one?
No, I absolutely do not want that one.
Okay.
Is that? Guess what? Third time's a charm because that is a natural 20 for a 26.
For a moment, Elle, you see yourself sprinting through the room. You remember Laurentius keeps his guard down on the left-hand side. You saw it at that duel he tried at the duelist. Why? For a moment, you think of the weaknesses you've seen. That the lower, like the separation between her breastplate and the armor on her leg, there's a weak point. You could take out her hips. For a moment, you think of all these ways to butcher your friends.
That's horrible.
What is it internally that snaps you out of this? Why don't you tell me that? Is it a voice? Is it a memory?
I remember waking up on a table with Zarathal at the foot, realizing I was completely helpless in the moment, and I do not want to go back to feeling like that.
You snap yourself out of it. The Yochlaw's eye, you watch as it expands slightly. A bit of surprise that you've managed to beat it. This is a quite high DC here. However, that was his action to cast this. And you watch as it's going to... I'm just going to stay here. I'll die moving away, so I'm going to stay here. We'll continue on. Speedy? Truly a splendid meal. I'm glad you were able to indulge quite so much. How is this compared to the food you've had both back in Else?
Else was wonderful. Got to eat with the people.
Oh, yes. It's just like up north. You get to spend time enjoying yourself with all of the little people. Papa says that it's right to do, but don't you think it's a little improper to be gorging yourself in such a way?
One of the most important things about being a member of or servant of the House of Summer is the things that you do. Not the things you say or what you represent. But far more important is it to defend, protect, and actually have something of value to contribute.
Well, that's silly. Why would a nobleman or noblewoman serve? You are to be served.
What's your contribution to this town?
She looks at you. I don't understand. The people of Carcosa are blessed to have me here.
That's not the sentiments that exist up north. Generally, it's not just about who you are, but what you do for others.
Well, that's stupid. She this little girl just turns to the side and continues to enjoy her treats, rejecting. You know what? Give me a persuasion check real quick here. I just want to see. I want to see how she feels on the inside here.
That'd be a 19.
That's stupid. What do you do with the people? And we'll jump back into the battle here.
There we go. That's all I
Listen
needed.
a little bit more here. Drow Priestess is dead. The
I
Drow
come
is
back,
dead.
she's swinging a sword.
Elle, this creature just tried to get in your head. There are dead spiders behind you. The priestess has been slain. The people might be safe, but this demon? What has Elle taught you? What are you doing?
You can get flanking with me because I have my staff.
I can, and I will. So,
Elle whips around, trying to get around this Yochlaw.
and I'm going to make my first swing.
What damage types are here?
Thunder and piercing with a magical weapon.
None of this will be resisted.
Okay, first swing. Sorry, almost got my bless. It's definitely gonna hit. I'm looking for crits. Can I go and make
keep
my
going.
other swings?
AC 15. I don't mind telling you guys that.
Yeah, I'll be fine on things. I have a plus 10.
Kala has to. They have to roll a 6, 5. They have
Yeah.
bless as well.
So all three will hit, but none of them will be
No one
crits. No one crits. Just crit vision.
And you're next. Make sure you know what you're doing because you're immediately after this.
I'm just rolling all three swings in one
Please
go.
do. I appreciate it.
Okay.
11, sorry, 20, 25 plus 18 is 35, 43.
43 points of damage. This
No
yak ball is
spells.
struck back. As it whiffs backwards, some of these waxy appendages just flying off to the side. It begins rearing itself up. You watch as it almost begins forming into something as its different limbs stretch out wider and wider, and it begins to raise itself up slightly.
Mike, can you dispel magic? Can you make magic stop?
That will be my turn.
I can actually. Please just point it away from me, but that sounds like it would be a good idea. I'm just out of spell slots.
You are like up
I'll be-
around.
I'll be
I'm
fine.
not pointing directly at. Can I move around?
What do you want to do?
I want to cast a spell magic, but I want to not be directly like across from Elle.
You can't miss with this.
Okay.
There's no.
If
Now,
you want, you
I
don't
will say
have
this.
to do this.
Before you do this, I will allow you to make an Arcana check.
I don't even know if it's a good idea.
19.
19. So because you saw that because the priestess is already gone, whatever this is doesn't appear to be an effect that would be. So killing is not concentration.
Mm-hmm.
What I can tell you is this: with a 19, you know it's possible this might work, but there is the way that you know would work would be something called banishment. If it's here for some, if this thing is going to blink out in a minute, 2 minutes, dispel magic will work. If it's here forever, dispel magic won't work. You don't know for sure with that roll which one it is, but you, Amanda, get to make the decision.
I'm gonna go with attacking it because it's still here. So I'm gonna
Your decision.
make me a dex save, please.
I don't wanna. Would you like to use your friend?
Sure, I'll use my friend.
Cool, I have disadvantage on my save. As your buddy charges forward. For Cordelia! Charges forward, swinging his maul.
He
That
likes
is a
the
natural 2.
For 12 points of radiant damage.
And 10 more points of bludgeoning damage. 22 damage to this Yawklaw. It is on death's door as you strike against it. There's gross noises. It gurgles and boils over ever so slightly. That will then be the Ettercap's turn. Ettercap, I'm going to go ahead and keep on attacking you, Laurentius. Laurentius, I'm going to bite you.
Okay.
17?
I'll shield.
19.
It's a miss.
As this creature just begins flailing over, you watch as it's just these multiple unhinged jaws just sucking at the outside of this blue shield you formed around yourself. It's gross. You would fully be covered in some sort of gross goo. Do you want to get gooed?
Not like this.
No. Moving on from that, we're going to go to Thorn's turn. Thorn, it's your turn.
Shit.
I didn't skip you.
No, I.
Okay. Thorn, things are rough here. The voice returns. This will not do as well, but there's something. Kill it. Feast.
Which one?
Feel the might here. Now, you know very clearly this purple creature's way weaker than the yellow creature. The yellow creature is this powerful, mighty thing. Purple thinks whatever.
Can you move your Hexblade's Curse?
No. That's not how it works, unfortunately.
Oh, it's not like Hex.
No.
Okay. What's that face?
One time use. Unless I go to like. Anyways.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Whatever. I'm just gonna move up.
Stepping forward, getting closer to both the demon and this strange chest-bursting Ettercap.
And I'm gonna cast Green Flame Blade and attack the yellow demon
It is
thing.
a new round. Do you want help?
Sure.
All right. Latravel is going to go ahead and round the corner. Swing with you. You'll have advantage on this roll. Oh, it's clever how we did matching dice for the different blesses. In the
Amanda
future,
taught us
guys,
that.
You can always just roll one bless and all of your d20s if you want it. If it's advantage or disadvantage.
27 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, cool.
Amanda taught us to roll matching dice.
I haven't done Green Flame Blade.
I just don't have matching dice from D20. You saying?
Laurentius, you need to do 17 points of damage.
You got this.
You might. Also, go ahead and forget your damage. I just realized how that's not actually that hard. Here's the D12 you have from Letraval.
Maybe roll a different.
He's a hunter's mark, isn't he, in retrospect?
Okay, for the yellow demon guy, he takes...
Plus your D12.
Plus the D12.
Maybe a different
8
D12.
plus 7, what is that? 15 points of damage.
Any more damage for me?
And then the purple guy is going to take 7 points of fire damage.
Okay. That's actually going to be enough to kill the Ettercap.
Hell yeah.
As you burn it away with flames, it collapses to the ground and slams. It remains where it is. Ettercaps are not fiends. But unfortunately, the voice recedes in your mind. You feel this sense of disappointment.
That's so much worse.
It's
anger?
the Claw's turn. I'm gonna go ahead and make its swings. It is still up and at him. Laurentius, I'm gonna make my first. No, I don't make the slam attacks to the same person. I'll make first slam attack at Laurentius, second slam attack at Mai. Ooh, wait. Victoria, roll me a d20. On 11 or above, I'll swing at a party member, but lower than that, I'm gonna swing at Letraval.
13.
I will not swing at Letraval. Laurentius? No. Super misses. Below a 10. Mai? 18?
Misses.
Misses. Oh! The Claw slamming out with its limbs at you is not quite able to get anything there. Is meaning you're finally dismissed from lunch. We'll go to L,
Oh,
then Mai.
I had one more thing I want to say. That's a little
Would
shy.
you like to? We can absolutely go back to tea.
Got just one more thing.
I suppose there's some points, some merit to what you've said, and
Yeah.
I will think about this.
It's not important. All the fighting and the physical things are not necessarily the important part of this. It's, do the people need a well? It will take them months of gathering resources and talking to each other, doing the work to put it in, but it could take you merely a wave of the hand and it would be installed. It's about getting to know what people need.
Well, they could simply hire someone to make a well.
Do you know how much a loaf of bread costs?
How much would a loaf of bread cost? 5 silver?
No. No. You know, some people don't see gold in their lifetimes.
Princess is right. You are funny. Josephine is stone-faced at this point. And she's just laughing and slowly realizing you're not messing with her.
I just wanted to plant that seed of you don't have to fight, but you could do something good. Plant
L.
the seed.
I love the contrast between the cuts where it's just like having tea and us being like, oh my god!
There's a wax
We're
spider
covered in
demon.
blood. There's death spiders everywhere.
L,
Don't bring the
the
wizard.
Claw
Don't bring the wizard.
appears to be continuing its transformation, is slowly forming into a huge-sized spider, expanding wider and wider, but it is not going to do it until its next turn. That's you.
Kill it.
I don't know that Thorn wants to kill it, so I'm going to kill it. I'm going to go ahead and roll all my
Well,
threes.
why would you know that?
Yeah, I
Why
don't
keep
know
it those-
anything. Yeah, Mr.
GL.
Secret Keeper. Okay, first swing.
If you roll a hit, just tell me.
Oh, they're all hits. They're all going to be hits. But
Describe to me.
wait, I gotta roll. I got 3 swings.
You got 4 hits.
You already know this.
That's what I was hoping he would
Natural
I'd
20.
kill you with armor back.
Natural 20.
I was hoping you were gonna
That
hit
would've
me.
worked.
I know.
I did roll it, right? I
No,
did
yeah,
attack
you
Okay.
missed, yeah. I was like,
Oh, I rolled like a 2 against you or something.
yeah.
We'll be right back.
Plus 24 to this because of the natural 20.
Well, you know you don't double the plus.
Oh yeah, so only plus 18. Sorry.
Is that all?
Oh, math is so hard. 20, 32, 40. Only 42 points of damage.
So you killed it by a 36 points.
I'm sorry, I'm having so much fun just
You-
like rolling really well today.
Slash, slash, slash. You feel finally in your element, moving faster and faster. Maybe there's anger from what it tried to do to you.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Connor,
You're
so disappointed.
incredibly
Why?
fast.
I could have just dropped haste.
Absolutely, that would have been a double bicycle moment.
Right. Totally forgot.
Slash, slash, slash. And as you finally hit the last moment, your rapier,
I'm so glad you didn't.
this high-pitched whining sound as you strike through it in the right moment, as it all the this wax begins boiling away as if the air itself was caustic, and all that is left rolling on the ground is a large eyeball.
Gross.
Oh, a gift for his meanie.
The room's still. We will both be leaving initiative, and we're going to take a real quick break. And when we come back, the Defiant Smiles will get to rejoin each other. So stay right there. We'll be right back. We're back. Hey guys.
Howdy.
Should be working. The dust finally settling. You breathe deeply. A wave of exhaustion hits as the spell haste fades, and for a few moments you are paralyzed as all of your muscles sort of catch up to what you've been doing. I'm sure you did a couple of laps around the room real quick.
I, for once, looked incredibly winded.
As a spell leaves you, you feel okay. It's such a big burden carrying haste. It's such a mighty spell.
Thanks.
My forehead.
Thanks for the assist, by the way. That was so fun. I want to do that all the time.
Yeah, you vaporized someone. That was pretty cool.
I'm so sorry, Thorn. I forgot that we had like a lead to your mom, and I vaporized her out of existence.
I know
Sort
I know exactly where she's at. Can go there anytime. Not a big deal.
Do we all get to come to the Drow City? Or
I
are we
do
not?
want to go to the Drow City.
Are we not purple enough?
There were so many spiders.
Yeah, you should
What?
go.
She summoned. Were they flying spiders?
Do you feel power scaled, by the way, now? Like, was this like horrible, or
What
was
is
it
it?
enticing?
Explain to me what power scaling is.
Do you understand your place in the universe more significantly? Because I feel very small every time we fight something powerful. Because every time that happens, I feel like I want to get stronger.
Be down for a 20 as he kind of looks around.
Sorry, the camera.
Oh, it got bumped? Just move the rotate the tripod.
I did.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Latraval kind of looks around at all of you. Was I meant to survive this?
You did. Right?
Yeah, you did survive, so clearly you were meant to.
We've done that tons of times. You just sort of continue living through fights, and you just keep doing more of them, and you keep living.
Any fight you walk away from is a win.
Of course. I'm so sorry. Please
Because the
don't
alternate
tell
is
Lord
you lose a
Hyattberry.
fight, and then you die. So
Please don't tell Lord Hyattberry I doubted him. It was a moment. It's past. Very well. I suppose we'll make sure there's nothing else in the tunnels, but
there's a groaning guy over there. Well, we all speak Elvish, but I'm not very good at questioning people.
there is still a living member of the honor guard here.
Thorn?
Walk up and kind of just nudge him a little bit. Hey.
Blood traitor.
Blood traitor.
Why do you stand against us?
Well, wasn't really indoctrinated into society, but we'll just ignore that. Maybe tabletop that for another session. But what's the deal with silver? Why did you need so much of it?
Our Lady has done as they have demanded at home. Indoctrinated our people. You abandoned them and serve uplanders now.
Well, I'm not a full drow.
No. But you are of noble birth.
Noble birth. How do you know me?
Kind of looking around the party here, confused.
I'm choking.
Oh yeah, this meeting's not here. No.
I'm taking notes in Mr. Book.
Let the book out.
I choke and then I go. And I start magically taking notes.
I am. Surely this is a charade. You know what you are. Why have you come to turn against House Tula? Before you guys start writing that down, my mistress, Lady Tula, he gestures over to the ash pile on the far side of the room. She served your mother faithfully for a century.
Was she serving before the mishap that just happened, or?
You just make sure I understand. Are you just joking about her dying?
Kinda, yeah.
He's mechanically at 0 HP, but you watch him like he's clearly looking towards where his short sword is. He can't get it. Mechanically, he's out, but this man wants to kill you.
Emotional damage.
I'll take that as
Emotional
I'll
damage.
take that as a yes. So, my mom has some form of power within this drow society, huh?
Do you not remember your own home?
Dunsmith. I remember Dunsmith.
Dunsmith. The Uplander city?
Yeah.
This place means nothing. Kind of trying to sit himself up, pressing his back against the stony wall of the unfinished mine shaft behind him. Kiori is dead. As her servant, I should be as well. Will you grant me that death?
I would gladly grant you that death. Before I do, though, I'm assuming my mother is the one that sent you guys on this journey to collect silver and steal from the mines.
Make me a persuasion check, Laurentius. Famously non-persuasive.
Persuasion 21.
Okay, it's 2 successes. I rolled an 11 with bonuses. Mistress Kiori, House Tulla, we were one of many houses sent to collect more silver for the venom pits, for the rituals. You must remember your mother. We all live to serve them. It is our place.
I only remember her by name. I spent most of my time with my father.
How can one with a mother who sees so much be so blind?
Maybe I was just dropped on my head. I don't know. I'm gonna just.
Full, like, as he's sitting here waiting for you just take your sword and plunge it. The last words out of his mouth are quiet, faint, and elvish. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
You pull your blade back, slick with purple drow's blood.
Yeah, it was a boring conversation.
I had so many questions. And he's dead No.
You got a cleric. You can ask questions. I'm done with it.
I have a cleric.
I have to
I
go
did
to
not
the Drow
prepare to
City.
speak with Ken
I have to
today.
speak with my mom.
Because-
Okay.
Thorn, can you? You don't have to tell us anything, but we've all been friends a while. Do you really not remember whatever they're referring to?
No. I know my mom left when I was very young. I grew up with my father. We took care of the tavern in Dunsmith. That's all I know.
It's funny that they seem to instantly know who you were. I'm not doubting you at all. It's just
Kind of feels like that.
no. It's just odd that they all clearly know who you are, but you have no idea who they are.
Yeah, I've never met these people.
Maybe your mother talked about you.
Maybe. She didn't come to find me though. So that's something that's important.
Family is important. The most important.
Yeah. The ones that are there.
Yeah. That's fair.
Over the next.
Can we gather up all this? What do we do with silver?
Well, this is like right outside of town. You guys could, I mean, if you want to steal anything, you can. But also, you could send people to come collect the silver once the tunnels are clear.
I have a
Would you like to steal any silver?
No.
If you'd like, however, I would mention some of these. You do find there are a collection of these. There's a small smelter here, but outside of that is a collection of these blackened sort of molds made of some sort of dark clay. Looking through here, spending the next, I would say, hour or so checking out the caverns. There are signs that some drow have fled to the lower levels, have left, retreated here at this point. Clearing out a couple of stragglers, perhaps. You do find that there's a lot of silver here. You do find these molds here that form a small spider, like a sort of stylized spider. And you do find at least one of these completed. I'm just going to tell you the name of the item. Soothsayer's Spider. Though its particular use you are, as of yet, unsure. In addition,
might be a good way to pay a tithe to get into a secret drow city at some point.
Yeah, I think just this will be enough.
Okay. I didn't know if you want to hand it over to the random people who
Why
live.
Thorn's being so kind right now. This is kind of spicy.
Seems like, hey,
apparently my mom is a person. I don't like it.
seems like you're going through it, so I'm just gonna hold on to this until
Apparently
you're
she's
feeling.
not a good person.
That's a good idea.
You also.
If you ever want to sneak off and borrow it, and I won't ask questions.
Tell me if you ever tell me about the item called a soothsayer's spider.
Well, it's in my backpack, so you're
Alright.
going to know about it.
Relatively small.
Alright.
To the palm of your hand, but it's like its legs are out, so it stands.
I also have the Shadow Blade sword.
Yeah,
The
let me
sword itself is not magic, just a reminder.
I know, I'm gonna rip it apart.
let me know when you tell me so I can figure out what it does.
Also, I should mention, you also find an item, I'll just go ahead and let you know what this is. The small belt that was wrapped around her, it was like a silken belt, can be unfurled to be worn sort of as a skirt, a half skirt, a sash, or just as a tight cord. It is known as the Silk Weaver's Sash. I'll just let you know this magical item is non-attunement and allows you to ignore the effects of magical web, magical or otherwise.
It is specific to web, not just like difficult terrain.
Not all difficult terrain, correct. It does not give you like spider climb, it lets you move over webbing. It's not attunement though, but it does hit your belt slot.
Oh shit.
If someone wanted to hold that. Is anyone taking it for now? It's okay if you want to put it in the bag if no one's using it.
Do you want it? You want me to have the more drow?
Yeah.
Clella, they love themes.
Fine. I'll play into the stereotype. Kidding.
Isn't that made of spiders?
No, it's made of spider silk. And I tie it off my
Where
legs.
do you know where silk comes from?
It's crushed up spiders?
Worms. Is that better for you or worse?
Worms are gross, but that's fine.
Okay, so next
I
time,
was-
if we're gonna fight a worm boss, we'll swing by and pick you up then.
Worms are tiny.
There can be
There's
very big worms.
Yeah, big worm.
I worked on a farm for quite a while. I've seen big worms.
Okay,
It's
did you
not-
see those spiders earlier?
Think bigger than that.
Take the dimension of spider to spider, worm to big worm.
Maybe I don't like worms.
Bingo.
No, it's fine. I would stand against this wormy menace. But for now, let us return to Carcosa.
Yes.
Cool.
It is not long after the Defiant Smiles have after completing your search here within the mines and making sure they're all cleared out, that you're able to push out of the mines, past the fields, and return to the Hyattberry Manor in the heart of Carcosa. It's been a good chunk of the day. You guys have had short rests, you've relaxed, you've taken a bit of breather, maybe had some,
Short rests?
Yes, if you'd like to fill out your short rest, you can. But returning back to Carcosa, it's afternoon, evening time. You can see off in the distance the Heartstring River, or at least a tributary to it, with a large green vessel that is docked at one of these docks here. And this inland river that leads northward to your eventual destination. Making your way towards this manor. You see Princess Josephine, Lady Cordelia, and Ismene Callister, each sitting atop a horse with a small mallet in their hands, playing some sort of game in the gardens. Ismene, how do you look? What does your face look like as you're here playing these lady games, playing this like noble woman's, entertaining this noble child?
Oh, we're so lucky the castle is not burnt to crisp.
I keep pulling out a snakeskin glove and putting it back, and then pulling out a snakeskin
It's
glove
me.
again.
Think
and putting it
fast.
back.
she
Josephine,
looked nicer when we were facing Zarathol.
Josephine tries to pass you this this small sort of polished stone ball. She taps it with the mallet.
Yeah, I'm playing the game. I'm wonderful at it.
You're absolutely incredible at it, of course. Thank you. I was going to ask how good.
No,
you were
I'm
doing.
a noble woman. Of course I know how to play this game.
Of course.
Are you like bodying them, or are you being nice with it?
I would never body somebody in their own home.
You're respectful.
Yes.
Excellent.
I wouldn't completely wipe the floor
Cordelia's
with somebody
fully
in a home
pouting.
game.
Perhaps this game is a bit droll for the day. Your friends seem to be here.
They look appropriately covered in guts.
Yeah. Hey!
You're so gross. Did you guys prestidigitate Letraval before he got here, or no?
Did he ask?
He doesn't know about prestidigitation.
Do you want to be clean? We like going around in guts.
I would prefer if Lady Cordelia did not see me in such a state. Would that be
Okay.
possible?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
By the 9.
Now he looks like he hasn't seen combat.
Thank you. Lady Cordelia! And as he kind of begins walking over towards her to help her gently down from the horse, if you'd like to go meet with Ismene and Princess Josephine. Jam. Let's be honest. Jam.
Jojo.
Jojo.
I've purchased
Jojo.
what I need to do if I'm gonna play this game again. I have a spell I need
Okay.
for ritual.
What spell?
If you'd like to look for a spell here in town,
Shillelagh.
It's Tinser's floating disc.
You
She
need to write
floats
it?
the ball into the.
It's just Phantom Steed. I want a skeletal horse to play croquet with.
Magical horse.
Mark it. We'll figure out the coinage later because you have
Okay.
more than enough money, but you can absolutely procure a copy of it. It's a 4th level spell, I believe.
Yeah.
3rd or 4th level, so you're total.
It's not a 4th level spell because there are no ritual 4th level spells. I looked.
You're asking for a horse.
I'm asking for a
You're
horse
fine.
spell. For
Live your
playing-
horse girl fantasies.
Jan is
and
kind of excited and tries to she's working at dismounting, but she sees there's a little bit of nerves. The horse here is a little bit tall. Jam does not face plant as she tries to fully dismount from the horse. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
I vaporized someone. It was great.
My
Like out of
goodness.
existence. It was actually really cool.
Were they wicked?
I think so.
I did summon a demon on us, so I would say
like,
yes.
like
Oh.
demons and like multiple like giant. To be fair, you vaporized those spiders.
I did vaporize.
You did explode them.
Spiders are dreadful.
They were
And
like
they were
really
giant
big
Excellent
spiders.
job, Miss Celethros.
Thank you.
Mr. Thorne. Welcome back.
Sorry, he's going through it.
Let me go inform Lord
Something.
Hyattberry of your return. You see Cordelia's really weirded out by her not just calling a servant. Jam gives a little bow and begins heading towards the manor door here. You guys don't have to wait out here. This evening can kind of jump past.
Got a thing for you.
Okay.
Wait, hand over the spider. It's a weird spider.
It is in this moment that I realize I've made a mistake.
Also, we
Because-
vaporized the lady.
Because
case
in
you
my
didn't know.
morning after the death of Gwynwen Grandfear, I knew there was one specific task I had to complete before we went on another adventure. And I never purchased and learned Identify.
Do you want?
Thank you for showing me this. I could attempt.
Make an arcana
I could attempt to
check.
do
You're
that.
sort of like
I
cool.
will say this.
I need to pay
Here's
50
my-
gold for a spell.
Looks really
This is not. This is not a bad. This is not a super harsh DM take. I kind of like skill checks over identify somewhat. I like how I like the idea of identify improving a skill check somehow. What is your arcana result?
A 13.
Oh,
lovely macrame.
we
What I
got,
can tell you
we
is
got
this.
you a paperweight from the
This
drow
looks
layer.
like it's some sort of device to augment spellcasting. It isn't itself magical. It's kind of like how, but you can identify a spellcasting focus.
I would love to run an experiment with this when I have time.
But the thing about this is, looking at it, it's silver. So all I can tell you is about the materials. Silver is often associated with the moon, very heavily, but silver is also associated with divination magic.
Right, I have a spell I want to cast with it whenever I have time. I don't need to know what it does. I want to do an
Sure.
experiment.
This item does function as a spellcasting foci.
Great.
Did anyone grab the weird eye?
I'll give it back whenever you guys
Yeah,
need
we got it for his meeting.
Okay.
Unless
wanna
you
hand
need
that-
to eat it.
This is a Yoklal
Wait.
eye.
Do you need to eat it?
These are so
No,
dangerous.
It's forbidden tomato.
As you hold
Do
this,
you need to eat?
No.
Elle, I need to know, did you pick it up with your hand when you gave it to her?
Would I ever hesitate to pick something up with my hand?
Ella's going to be deeply sick in a few hours. You're luckily carrying this in some sort of.
Because I don't touch demon parts directly.
We
I
got-
always wear gloves.
We got two things. I am not very
I
smart.
take the snakeskin glove I've been carrying in my hand all day and I put it away.
my inches.
I need some. I need.
It's useful.
It's for Piggy's hand. Shake people around.
I'm gonna go ahead and just give
You
this
can't
Yoklal to the table.
You can't shake a baby. Or a big bee.
Oh, hello.
You said the word.
You said baby. and
I
Coco
said a
was
baby.
something. She knows. She knows that's her.
You know you're
she
a
is the
baby.
baby.
But yeah.
Visible on camera? Oh shit!
Go, go.
Oh, I love that little dog. Oh, hello, Distals. I missed the message there.
We got you two gifts, which is pretty good for a single trip.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel.
Nothing else happened.
I got a gift of knowledge.
Oh, you got knowledge.
Yeah.
I hear the problem with Drow has been solved.
It has.
I don't love that phrasing, but sure.
Well,
Do you mean drow in general, or just?
Because, like,
no, of course. I meant no offense. This specific band of hooligans who have come to harass my fine city.
you wouldn't want to be, like, racist or anything. That would be
Oh, of
bad.
course not. Of course not. They are. Well. Well.
Was that what you're saying?
We are covered in so many guts right now.
You are very gross. Oh,
Beautiful.
Oh, gross. He does have a big eyeball. Like, that's really big. If you
It's
think
a
about
very large
it. It's a full softball, like professional softball.
I carry it in my
eyeball.
hands, I guess.
It's the nose goblin of demons.
You are going to be very ill all evening, by the way.
I don't even get to enjoy the big feast.
They're not having a big feast. What?
Well, I've checked in with Captain Rite to assure that the ferry was all good to go. If you'd like to sleep here over the night, or if you'd like to make haste northward, it's entirely your decision. But I've also, of course, prepared a chest with your reward and payment and thanks from Carcosa.
Do we want to stay here? Do we just want to?
I mean, I will say, like, as promised, we did that within a tight 24 hours.
You were gone for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that in an afternoon.
Now, why were they bothering us? Did you determine this?
They wanted your silver.
Well, everyone wants my silver, of course. But normally no one's quite so brazen as to take control of one of my old mine shafts. By this point, you've told him where the rest of the silver is so he can go and reclaim whatever there is already and set up new guards and such.
Yeah, they're using it as like ritual stuff. I guess they're like some brazen sect of the Drow.
Ritual? What a waste of good silver. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Who knows how those people are deciding.
Those people?
You're very difficult to talk to.
What? Maybe it's just how you
This
talk.
man will stump for the next couple of hours as everyone but Elle is enjoying a grand feast for dinner.
Throwing up.
Elle is fully getting sick in the backyard.
I'm so upset about not enjoying the feast.
It's just like,
Maybe you learned not to pick up with your bare hands.
I've never learned a lesson in my life.
Sorry, Elle, I decided off screen to let you get really sick if that's okay.
Can I at least do it in the privacy of my own chambers?
You can, but Jam is he's going, Elle, are you alright?
I want nothing more.
she can hold your hair.
I appreciate that so much. Please go enjoy the feast so I can throw up here.
Oh.
Don't touch
Make a
demons'
persuasion
eyes
check.
with your bare hands. Jesus. 16.
I'll leave you be, but there's nothing to be ashamed of.
It's so great that you're so positive in this moment about this. But I really
Can't
just...
save. Disadvantage.
God damn it. 12. But bleh.
Oh my goodness!
Precisely.
I have other gowns. I'm so sorry, Elle.
I'm gonna go back into the position.
You close the door in the princess's face, and she returns to her room, changing, and then returns to the feast.
Can't even get a
Lady
pronunciation to
Callister,
make the smell better between two.
My daughter says she had quite a lovely time learning about you and your fine people in Issel.
It's part of the reason I enjoy traveling, is I get to learn more about others.
Yes, and it's
She's so good.
traveling alongside with a princess. Well,
Instant.
an adventurous spirit and a ruler is an admirable quality.
Absolutely. It's good to know the lands that you live on.
Yes, and of course.
Does she do it?
I'm just so
It
used to
is-
placating
It is
people.
nice to see her emulating the wisdom of our emperor. Emperor Venser, of course, has traveled all of the lands of Gran.
Emperor Venser can fly.
Well, of course. But if I'm not mistaken, I would assume at least some of you all can as well.
I know a guy.
I might be able to right now.
You should you show, not shit. You not you shit at the table.
You should.
I offer for him to learn how to fly.
You offer him to shit at the table.
I'll offer for him to fly.
Where it is.
He's tipsy enough. Absolutely go.
I will
through
upcast
this.
fly so I can cast it on myself just in case anything horrific happens. And
The evening is a bit silly. Spent. Jam retires early, worried. Kind of. Maybe you guys can tell she's pacing a little bit.
Worried sick.
She's worried sick about Lilier. Elle, you do not get to enjoy the delights of Hyatt Berry.
I didn't know I had this much stomach contents to expel.
Oh, it's wax. You're throwing wax up.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's like,
Perfect.
am I becoming... You know, like sometimes you cry and
There-
you're too sick.
there
You're
i-
like, am I gonna be a demon?
There is a Pokeball inside of me. I don't even know what a Pokeball is, but I'm so certain that one is inside of me.
I'm eating like a lot of food, but it's for some reason not scratching that itch of like that satisfaction of
Not feeling full?
being full. Yeah.
Not satisfying the
Now,
hunger?
Yeah.
would you all like to go this
Hey, demon
evening?
boy.
Or would you prefer to... would you like to stay the night? Please, it is... If you wish to stay here for days, you... Of course, I am indebted to you.
we should stay the night, seeing as Elle's not up to probably
We
Seafair.
would like to add motion sickness into this.
I'll keep making faces all y'all want.
Well, I have an experiment I'd like to run tonight.
Let's stay here for the night.
Great. I can run my experiments.
Cool. I'm not showering. I'm gonna dirty the sheets.
Wait, are you still covered in guts at
Yeah.
the party?
Still licking my
It's
fingers
sort of like
and
just
everything.
purple on purple is what I'm imagining.
I just imagine like bug guts, like all these like random like cricket leg from the locust.
With the chest loaded up, and your things have been brought over to the ferry. You're given all the instructions you need. You're able to experience the effects of a long rest. Lord Hyattberry wishes you his best, though with how inebriated he is, he's probably not going to be able to join you.
Give me those spell slots.
4, 1, 2.
Connor, do not explain anything on here. Do not say anything except for if that you're interested.
Do I stop throwing up?
You do. The sickness lasts for a number of hours. You were tired, but
What color is the wax?
it's a yellow wax.
Disgusting.
It's truly horrible.
Can I run my experiment?
What experiment would you like to run?
I have a spell.
You think about that, Connor.
Okay.
I have a spell I'd like to cast.
What spell would you like to try to cast?
I would like to use this Soothsayer Spider, as I've been told that it is called. And I would like to ritual cast Augury, using this as my item of focus for casting the spell. Of course I can cast Augury. I cast Contact Other Planes the other session.
Yes, I believe
I didn't know you
were the first
had
spells you've
augury.
Ever cast.
Augury.
Yeah, forever.
I
It's
keep,
been so long.
but I do during the
What are you checking?
whenever you're doing your little tournaments and all your fighting and all your killing people and not killing people, I sit there and I read cards for people.
Yeah, but
That's what
you
I've been
also
doing.
kill and not kill people.
Now, remind me of what I need to do, what you need to do for Augury.
I ask about a specific course of
Think
action.
about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
You receive an omen from an otherworld entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The GM chooses the following possible.
You can do this.
Wheel for good, woe for bad, wheel and woe for both, or nothing. For results that aren't especially good or bad or things.
Sure.
You know.
Ask your question.
If I were to go into the other room and cut into Laurentius Thorn now, would I find gems in his body?
I believe wheel and woe is good or bad.
Good and bad.
Not yes or no.
Yeah, wheel's good, woe is bad. But like, what I find when I'm looking to see like if he's absorbed them.
I know. I'm making
Yeah.
sure you as meaning no. It does not yes or no.
I am interested not in the answer to the spell, but the effect of the item. So my question doesn't matter.
Make an Arcana check as you learning through this as you get a woe result.
Math 20.
Math 20. You are unsure as of yet what this item has contributed, if any. You are unable to detect. Let me be more specific. You do not notice any particular change when using this as a focus for this particular spell.
Would you like to cast Contact Other Plane?
Before you go to sleep, you burn through every spell slot.
Oh, they're not prepared. It's just rituals.
Okay.
Give me a second.
I don't
Wizards.
see Contact Other Plane as a ritual spell, just because of how high of a level I had thought that spell was. I just wanted to. I will ask for you to double check. That's I think
5th level divination ritual.
I'm gonna quote
You
you a
want
few seconds
space
ago where
to
you were like,
write down
wizards are
questions
dumb
and
and
stuff.
can't do shit.
No.
And now you're like, let me just
Yeah,
do
Big
this
B's
quick
hand
ritual.
has 61 health. That's bullshit.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to try to contact an extraplanar entity.
Friend-shaped?
Not friend shaped.
Oh, jeez.
We're going for Ogma again.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Book got open.
Book's already closed. Don't worry about it.
Can I make my intelligence saving throw to see if I go insane and start beating my head on the walls?
I would like you to make that insane, please.
Did it happen?
18. I do not beat my head on the walls.
Oh, cool.
So it is a ritual spell?
It is a ritual spell. Yeah,
Okay.
it takes an hour to cast.
or something like that. 10 minutes to guess.
Late at night, you try to reach out. What are you trying to contact? What do you got in mind?
Oh, I talked to the Ogma. Ogma.
You don't have the name. I'm not letting you go back.
Tariva?
Speak with Tariva again.
Cool. I'd just like to ask, GM answers with one word, yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear. If the answer entity doesn't know an answer. If one word answer would be misleading, you can use a phrase. But you have to give one word answers no matter what I say.
You are back, little mage.
I am worried about my friend eating rocks and would like to know if this is a bad thing. Clearly it must be. Is Largius Thorn under compulsion to eat the rocks? The gems. I'm trying to piece this out. Because you just ate a fistful of rocks the other day, to my perspective.
He crawled on his belly in a crater and ate the rocks until they were gone.
Laurentian.
Under compulsion.
Under compulsion, meaning must he?
Yes. I don't know the answer.
No, it is never that simple. I have decided. If I'm allowed to answer in short phrases, I might.
Fine, guys.
Is he changing as a person? This is not a knowledge-based question. This is an opinion-based question. You who knows everything.
He doesn't know everything. It's important. These creatures know what they know.
Right, I know, but I'm flattering.
I can answer. Can I answer in any one word if I have another one word I think works?
Yes, any one word.
Always.
Is it the cause for his power?
How many questions do you get? 5, I believe. Partially.
Ooh, brutal.
Yeah.
I cannot put this together yet. With the information that Ismini has, I do not have an answer to what's going on with you. I don't know what what your classes are. I have no idea. You haven't given up enough information as a player. Other than, like Eldritch Blast and stuff, but like where is it coming from? What are you doing? What are the gems about? How did you get your magic in the first place? We don't know how that happened.
We don't even know what happened in Dunsmith.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't even know. Just fucking with
Road trip.
We'll cut your secrets from you.
Are we walking into a trap by going to the tournament?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Tell me miniature of the screen. It's a trap.
I'm doing it on purpose to you. I wanted to see what you'd say. It's probably a yes, but that's okay.
I apologize. You're asking something of Tariva.
Tariva may not know the
what
answer.
Tariva knows.
I'm doing this on purpose. Don't worry, my next question's worse.
Many travel to the tournament for glory, for power, and for their own means. Some are aligned, others are opposed.
What's the name of the woman in the paintings that we found in Taltridge's throne? Tell me if a divine entity of Ogma can tell me the name of the woman on the throne.
You mean the false Hydra?
I'm not wasting this spider.
Is that 2 entries.
Alex, give me your bicycle. I need it. Can I have it?
Can I have it?
Wow.
Do you need it to benefit us or to hurt us?
Let me check
Hey,
my.
it's Alex's decision. He's fine.
I just like to think that every time you open this book, you just write shit in it.
He writes, "This is the way this player disappointed me."
Continually to write a recipe.
Does anyone want to spin a bicycle on this question?
I'll spend a bicycle.
He's just making sure we don't have any left. I don't have one.
That is an improvement.
He's going with
Repeat your question once more. Tariva was silent for moments, minutes even.
Do you know the name of the woman we found in the paintings on Taltur's throne?
Sorry.
What's wrong?
You said, do you not? What is?
What is, sorry. What is?
Because do you, yes.
Yes.
would be a
What
very
is what I
disappointing
said. Thank
answer.
you. Thank you
Yes,
for.
that's fair.
Thank you.
Some entities are hostile in that way.
Right.
We-
I would assume that this guy's a little sus.
I do not know the name of the Pale Knight. With an N. I just want to clarify that. Not with a K.
My theories.
I'll see you again later.
You will. With that, once more, the light returns, candles flickering back on. You leave your room to go and comfort your very sick ward, Lily.
And I pet my little spider that hasn't done anything for me yet, but I'm still going to use it.
Doesn't seem to have done anything. I had to think. So sorry. Hint: you're on a good track.
One of its legs has moved slightly.
I cast the 2 divination spells I know.
The following day is met with a bit of hustle and bustle as Cordelia has come to the courtyard to see you off.
comprehend languages.
Walk your way down towards the dock, but the tributary to the Heartstring River. Beautiful place. Now you're not seen off by Lord Hyattberry, who seems to have. He took to drink a little too heavily in the previous night. Out of curiosity, just in the morning, while everyone's kind of be quiet, the Lord is sleeping. Could everyone just give me a quick stealth check?
I have advantage.
I'll do one for Ralnor.
Didn't really help. Can I still do my 5K?
You can have a point of exhaustion. I'll let you do your 5K in the morning. You into it?
Yeah. It's
Sweet.
Yeah.
You're able to
It's
work
insane.
off the sickness.
16. Like that's like a
Brandon?
bad deal.
8.
11.
Ralnor got an 11 and I got a 14.
Well, I had advantage. I still only got a 13.
Oh, you have a point of exhaustion.
So you
I have disadvantage. Yeah. Well, I rolled it before. I can re-roll, I guess. That's way better. If it's a flat roll, it's 22.
Okay.
You all make your way down towards the dock, having not disturbed Lord Hyattberry. Cordelia waves you off goodbye. You pass by the sergeant you met before by the wall, who's happy, of course, to kind of wave you off as well. But eventually, you make your way. You're at the docks. You see this beautiful ship, painted green. You can see in the rear half of the ship there are these strange helix-like contraptions that have been hoisted out, angled upwards just above the water line. But you see this gear structure near it that looks like it would allow it to swivel somewhat. These helixes are probably 8 feet long and like 3.5 feet wide. This sort of spiraling thing, wider in the middle than at the ends. So it's sort of they look a little bit pasta-like. And they're these flat, curved fins around a central axis. A pair of these. You see, it doesn't look like there's a lot of people working aboard the vessel. As you can see, there's a section that looks like cruise quarters. There's a single robed man who is walking towards the rear of the ship and it looks to be inspecting strange devices on rear of the ship. And then standing high above the crew's quarters, looks like it's on the top of the second level, you see a half-orcish woman who is standing there. She's got like a leather strap drawn over what looks to be just like a very simple white shirt, and a long, thin hat as she stands excitedly looking down. "Ah, you must be the Smiles!
Yeah.
Come on aboard!" She excitedly is going to make an acrobatics check as she... Natural 20! Okay, as she grabs one of these ropes that are dangling near her and descends down to you, along, like moving parallel to one of the ladders that reaches her perch. As she does, you watch as she she shakes her hand slightly, a visible red mark from the rope burn. "Well then,
I am
welcome aboard."
starstruck. I loved that move.
Yeah. Hey, in case you're curious, that's a 27. It was a
Nice.
27 acrobatics. It's not. I mean, it's not.
She did a cool thing. I got respect.
Captain Aura, at your service.
Nice to meet you, Captain.
Come on aboard. You must be the Smiles, and of course, the princess. She offers a very deep bow, and as she does, you can't help but notice these large arms, scars along them, but a huge half-orky smile. One side of her mouth, you can see the tusk pushing just slightly out from her lip, but overall, more humanoid teeth, with this sort of, let's call it lime green skin that sort of tans out on her forearms to a more of a darker green. "Well, we're going to be together for a while, but you don't have to worry about much. The Heartstring River is a safe place, and this ferry is one of the fastest of them all, especially with Mortimer on board." She gestures over towards the robed, now you can tell, human man who's on board. "Hey.
I love him.
I'm here if you need anything. The captain's in charge, though, so if you ask something I can't do, I have to check with the captain first." "All right, I gotta go check on the engine, so bye."
Bye.
He turns around, he's slowly walking away.
I want to know what his deal is so bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's nothing.
His
He's
girlfriend just broke up with him recently.
As we head to board the thing, I will offer my arm.
Aww.
Sorry about the puke. It was the demon's eye, and not just my. You're not supposed to touch them with your
The
hands.
other Smiles were telling me of how bravely you fought this Yocklaw.
That was not the cool part of the fight. They got it all. Let me tell you. I started giving a play-by-play.
Absolutely. You said the next. You're gonna tell the story until you guys leave, basically.
Yeah.
Are you playing it up?
Yeah, like I talk about like the gut swimming, like swooshing through the air, and her like throne.
You would quickly, with your passive insight, you would quickly catch that. Well, there might have been a bit of a pang of something as you watch the captain descend. Now that you're telling the story, she seems to have forgotten about whatever annoyance is meaning. You did see that there is some sort of robed man, Mortimer, who is working on the weird Arcanotech engine in the back of the boat.
There's also a hot pirate captain.
There is an incredibly hot pirate, half-orc pirate captain.
27.
This is
on
just
athletics
meaning I'm
check.
far more interested in the Arcanomancer.
You're wrong, but you're okay.
Well, as you're telling the story, ready to get to this apex, as you struck down this vile, evil priestess, make a Constitution saving throw. DC is 15, same as before.
It's a grand old 13.
You have a big old waxy burp. It just there's this moment of a yellow bubble.
I
The princess
prestidigitate
is
it.
mortified. I'm gonna go check on his meeting. I think she was talking with Mortimer.
I'm gonna go drown myself on the river.
You there, little elf woman. I need your help up here. I need a spotter as we head offshore.
Sure, I might as well
I'm
after
not a
running my entire life just a moment ago.
Thank you, Alex. You go in shame, Elle.
You.
Head on in shame, and go help out the captain, just spotting ever so slightly as they move away from the docks. Just this ship is a little bit large for the tributary here. Ship itself is probably about 35, 40 feet wide and double that long. This ship could be a full sailing ship were it not for the fact that it lacks sails of any sort. As the ship moves across, is meaning you're in the back here, kind of you're able to, or at least able to observe the back. And you watch as these two large helixes are being lowered as Mortimer has his hand in this bronze contraption. You can see his hand glows ever so slightly blue, very low level of magic, just as it descends, lowering there. All right, it's time to get to work, I suppose. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I gotta start up the engine, so if you don't mind standing behind the line, I don't mean to bother you. And I can wait if you gotta go to the other side of the ship, I suppose.
No, I'm just fascinated by this technology.
Oh, do you like magic?
Yes.
Oh, well, if you want. I mean, Captain Aura has always been a little stingy. If you want, I can show you how this works.
That would be the most fascinating thing that's happened on this trip.
Yeah, so basically he goes over and pulls out his spell book and begins moving things aside, flipping the right page, and stands on this small little podium here just before the engine. So he's facing backwards on the boat. So he's watching behind the boat. All right, Captain, I'm going to start the boat now. And as he stands there, begins uttering arcane words, placing his hands on these two bronze bars before him, and begins casting some sort of spell, releasing one of his spell slots, mechanically speaking. As he does, these pair of these strange helixes begin rotating behind the vessel in the water, and the ship begins moving along the river. It doesn't actually take all that long, just because the way that it works, it stores the arcane magic, the vibrations of the Weaver. Well, they're kind of persistent, and even though we're moving along the river, the magic stays here and is bound. It's not actually relative to the water, but it's stuck inside of this contraption from the binding circles there.
Could you please physically describe Mortimer for me?
Yeah, Mortimer, I'm like... Would you rather I describe him this way? Mortimer is a human man, 5'6", 5'7". He's got this he's got like a deep crease under his eyes. He's not old, probably in his mid-20s, but he looks genuinely just a little bit tired. Kind of looking at him, he stands a little bit slumped over, like a little bit slumped over. He's wearing this robe that is covering himself from the light. He looks unhappy,
Mortimer?
but if he,
Go ahead.
Maybe if he cleaned up a little bit, he could be actually a handsome young man. His spellbook is incredibly well maintained, but his clothes are ratty.
What's the highest circle magic you know, Mortimer?
I mean, I'm not really a battle mage, and so, any sort of achievements in that way aren't really the same. Well, Lord Highbury requested for I don't want to say the best. He wanted more help and was willing to pay the fee to the group I work for. And so when I came down here with Captain R.I., I'm sorry, I got distracted. Most of what I'm capable of are going to be third circle magics. Although I have been working on a couple of tricks of the fourth circle, they're not consistent enough for me to say that confidently.
So you're being squandered. Understandable.
No, the ship itself is so large. Normally we have kind of gestures over to the two-story section as well as the underdeck, the deck below you. This vessel can hold over 200 people in it, though it would be kind of cramped.
Would it help if I helped you? All I need to know is a little bit.
You don't have to do that, but if you wanted to, it just would get us there faster. I only have so much I can do in a day, and the current of the heartstring's great. The heartstring keeps pumping all the time, right on up to Calburth at least.
If you could take a nap and I could help, that would be wonderful.
Well, I mean, it would allow me to take some time and try to reattune my connection with Lady Mistra.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I found my husband.
Did you see some nerd and go, I can fix him? Let's start with a nap.
well...
I spoke to who I would be. I spoke to him the way I'd want to be spoken to.
You have to ask Captain. I'm sorry for not just. I want to yes.
Clearly, you'd like to yes and this.
You have the
Great.
princess aboard, so I don't imagine the captain's gonna say much else.
I'll go ask the captain if I could help you out a little bit.
Kind of just smash cut you're standing here, maybe you're chatting with the captain here as Liz is kind of moping. Are you moping?
She's 100%
No,
talking.
I'm being overly athletic and enthusiastic.
There's a rope
aboard in the
around.
ropes.
You're just in the crow's nest, jumping down onto the deck repeatedly.
If I have nothing, I can at least do a flip.
I'm gossiping with the captain about this.
Do flip, just magic.
She's telling you a story about the tri-breasted mermaids she used to see when she was on the sea.
I can't believe I'm missing out on this.
I'm sorry, Elle, you're doing flips. But at this point, is
Wonderful.
Meanie Callister is going to step up here. Oh, hello again.
I have a proposition to make.
How do ya?
Wizard Mortimer seems a little tired.
Wizards, I don't know if I would call him that. But he is a helpful arcanist for our vessel.
And I would like to learn more about this Arcanotech.
As long as you don't break anything, feel free to look around.
Can I learn from him what needs to be done to help power this vessel and assist?
What would you want to do that for? This is a pleasure cruise. We have, the hold is filled with all sorts of booze and foods. Why would you want to work?
I think you will understand, being captain of this vessel, that there are some things that are far
Be
more...
around Mortimer.
There are things in this life that are far more valuable than the ride of pleasure cruise.
Your princess paid ahead, so I don't care what you do in that regards. I'm just gonna keep watching your hot elf friend do flips off the crow's nest.
If she breaks her neck, let me know. I'll try to fix it.
I prepared Featherfall today.
I'm prepared for Vivify. We're good.
Oh my god!
We're double good. Firebolt.
Dies.
Let's see. I could burn her or grab her with a giant hand, so I don't have much help here.
I'm gonna keep doing flips. You can't stop me.
How big of a hand?
We're talking pretty big of a hand. We're talking
Sorry.
like the size of 4 people hand.
Oh. Yeah,
No.
that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, like you grab a person and shake them around a little bit.
Well, it should be a safe journey. Not really much in the way of pirates when you're traveling along a river now, is there?
That's true.
You guys are this. You know this.
Flag.
They only have LGBT flags on the river. So
No, this one's the right one.
So the Heartstring River, you guys make it there within a day's time. So the river proper, not the tributaries, and the river itself easily 200, 300 feet wide at its narrowest portions. This massive river that you begin moving moving across has a constant stream. But it's a bit strange. Those of you with any familiarity with rivers in general would know, and like the geography of the region, know that water flows out to sea. The water here is flowing inland.
Yeah.
You're pushing it. Yeah, Elsa. Of course it is. We're in Gren.
it's magic bullshit.
The princess relaxing,
Umbrella.
having a big umbrella over her as she's just kind of enjoying her time here. Mortimer in the back. Yeah, here, I've got a couple of, I've got a bit of spare ink here if you wanted to copy the basic incantations. If what you said before was true, this is not really, you'll get it, and honestly, you probably are going to do it better than me. But I'm not going to lazy out, I'm being pragmatic. I've seen some of the notes you made in the margins, and, well, he kind of begins pointing out as you're doing your copying down here.
And if you'd like to look at any of the 4th circle spells that I have for maybe inspiration for you, feel free.
Does he place his hand on your hand as you're writing?
No, we're not. We are not doing ghosts. We're not doing ghosts.
Do ghost 2 sessions in a row, Connor.
I don't bring it into everything.
Wait, did you guys
Watch the movie recently.
It's a great movie. Have you
Did
seen
you guys ghost
So
recently?
yes, you did.
We didn't go last time.
I'm so mad I
Connor.
skipped that
It's
session.
been Connor every time.
I'm not going
Great
to ghost
insight
this one.
into Connor.
You
It's a good
know,
movie. It's a really bad movie.
if you're helping me today, I actually would have a bit extra oomph. I've got a kind of combination spell I've been working on. If you want to see it,
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It's nothing. It's flashy, but that's really all it is.
I've always wanted to combine every time movement happens, so not just one time. So there's a spell that's known as Far Step, right?
Yeah.
And there's a spell that's known as Thunder Step, where whenever you teleport, you create a sonic boom, basically.
That's an awful lot of teleportation.
I have problems, but
No, it's fascinating. It's really complicated doing those sorts of conjurations.
I wish I could combine the two together so that every time I moved, there was a boom.
Wow, that would be really complex. You'd have to somehow destabilize, like you'd have to decouple the sort of concussive effects of Thunderstep and find a way to imbue those elements into each pulse of the Far Step. Perhaps if you align along the astral axis?
Well, my thought was there's Thunder Wave, which is a lower circle spell.
Oh, sure.
So we maybe ignore the step part of the Thunder Step and just go for the lower circle spell to try to work that into the Far Step.
I mean, reverse engineering it, that's really complicated. But I mean, and at this point, he's like showing parts of your notes where because you're optimizing what he was already doing. This person is looking at you. He's given you access to his spell book. This person is not of your level.
Right, but I have a wizard to bounce my ridiculous ideas off of.
This is probably 3-4 days into the journey. The journey's not going to be all that long because of how fast the boat is, because you have 2 wizards operating it. So you guys are all moving at a horse's gallop for hours and hours a day. And then whenever you guys are not performing this magic here, it's traveling still with the relatively fast current of the actual Heartstring River.
So they're just employing wizards to make things faster. It's not that they wouldn't get there.
Right. Well, this boat itself wouldn't operate without a wizard on it.
Right,
Because
but-
you wouldn't be able to get it really going. It's too big.
But we've moved to wizard tech instead of doing like steam or whatever.
Oh yeah, steam engines
Coal.
are incredibly complicated. No, who would bother inventing that?
Because wizards
When you have
exist.
wizards, yeah.
You have wizards.
Well, I've now tilted my hand a little and said that one day.
He'll show you something of his. That evening, probably 4 days in, you've seen before he can cast a spell called Pyrotechnics. Makes a kind of mostly harmless sort of explosive effect.
Like a bigger prestidigitation kind of
Yeah.
smoke effect.
Now, this is I'm gonna cast it quite high because I don't want to chance any sort of. I don't want anyone to get any like dots in their vision. You could use it for fighting, I guess, but I just kind of think it's pretty. And he begins casting. You watch as he takes his spellcasting focus, his wand, and presses it towards these collection of reed tubes he's assigned.
Made fireworks.
He's made fireworks.
He takes you to fireworks.
He creates fireworks
but
for
he's
me.
absolutely. But you
Even
watch
better.
as he's casting, as he rotates his hand ever so slightly, these small little gestures. This is where his talents come up, the minor augmentation. So as he's doing them, they're different colors, but also shapes. As he's changing these popping explosions high up in the air in the evening. As you're here, as he's casting this spell, and it goes on. This spell's lasting like a minute or so. I mean, it's not very practical, especially you said you fight demons and such. But I mean, if all else fails, if we ever were attacked by pirates, put this on the deck, and well, no one's gonna be seeing anything.
Do you know how to detect thoughts?
Oh no, that sort of magic's illegal most places.
I'm gonna take my wand and poke the side of my head with it and pull out the memory of the fireworks and show it to him and just say, there's ways that you can keep copies of things that you've seen or thought.
You want to try to teach him encode thoughts?
Yes. It's a cantrip.
Yeah. Over the next few days, you and Mortimer are able to you'd be able to teach him a little bit here.
I could leave messages for Thorn everywhere.
Have you told him you yourself are a noblewoman?
It doesn't, I mean,
If it doesn't come up, it doesn't come up. I'm asking you, you, Victoria. Do you mention it to this
it
man?
doesn't matter because I'm talking to an intellectual.
No, I need to know if you tell him.
So I'm not telling him. Because
Okay.
to me, it wouldn't come up because we're talking about
Perfect.
magic.
You continue your way up past. You guys can see off in the distance the the Dimwood Valley, which you know on the other side of it is the old home of two of your dear friends, Silas and Gwynwyn, far away back in the city of Anton's Rest. You continue further north. Firework, he's able to teach you a little bit about how this spell works. Sort of a masked blindness spell, but also an alerting spell. We can talk more about the specifics of that a little later if you'd like.
Sure.
I'd like you to make me an Arcana check with advantage here. This is just kind of how good are you at passing this along. You've had years. You've trained as meaning quite a bit of stuff.
24.
Mortimer is a quick study, and you see the way he's taking notes are very regimented. There's no real sass in it. There is a bit of self-deprecation on his part.
Right, but
Himself,
that's just a wizard thing.
But you're able to teach him a little bit, and when he finally gets to decode that thought memory of the fireworks, you can see he's a little bit flattered that you bothered to think of his spell like that. Now, what about the rest of you? Tell me about your journeys, because I know Victoria got on a wizard kick there.
You
The journey here
That's
is
one
about
way to call it.
you're
That's one thing.
traveling around a-
there was a guy who was casting cool spells that I don't know and aren't like part of game
He's also
mechanics.
taught you how to activate this sort of large arcanotech structures.
Yeah, an Arcana check is cool. You could do stuff like, I don't know, make a flying
And he's
airship
sad,
with
and you can help him.
it. No, you can make a flying airship out of this kind of tech.
Airship
Maybe like
2.0.
start with like a broomstick.
Ooh.
If you got my witchy ass a broomstick.
We should
You
totally
get
get his
married,
meaning.
I guess?
He's like, fuck whatever this was. We're down.
Miss Mai, have you ever been this far north?
No, I haven't really left else very much.
Oh well, I'm glad we get to experience this together.
It's very fun.
Your friends, the Smiles, they mean a lot to me and to the kingdom. They've helped us all so much, and what am I saying? I'm so excited to be out of the castle.
I can understand that. It's nice to leave home.
Sorry, I shouldn't have yelled. That wasn't.
No one's around here to judge.
I puked so much recently. No one's allowed to apologize for yelling.
I can just yell.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to do swordplay later? In a very literal sense.
Did you want to teach her yell therapy? You did learn that.
No, because every time I do yell therapy, I get really sad about my dead friend.
Okay, Elle. So spending some time.
Which
here-
is fair.
Jam seems very interested in learning a little bit more about you. She doesn't ask terribly prying questions. They're mostly very surface level. I'd love to hear about your people, or what do you think? She's asking a lot about how you think or feel about stuff. She spends a lot of her time during the day practicing swordplay and learning a little bit more from you. It is now I get to ask a question that we should have addressed beforehand, but I had forgotten, so I'm kind of curious. There were rooms here for more people. Did you decide, after all, to continue on your deal and bring Sir Latraval to the games? Not to join you.
Why not?
I forgot we made that deal.
Test his metal.
There will be less spiders at the Tournament of Blades, so that's...
Maybe.
Well, I fought a demon, so that's pretty wizard, I guess.
Sure.
What do you
What universe are we in?
do? What do you think wizards do?
Apparently
I
cast
don't know,
demons.
she made demons, and she was a wizard lady, right?
She didn't make demons. Oh my gosh.
The drow lady, she raised her hands and a demon showed up. What do you call that if not making demons?
Reverse banishment.
She said
You know what? It makes sense to me.
I don't know what forward
You
banishment
eat rocks.
is.
And
Go hang
okay.
out with your boyfriend.
Ooh.
I gotta go downstairs.
How come every time I talk to an NPC by myself, y'all? It happened with Holdo. It's happening with
How
Mortimer.
is Holder doing?
I don't know.
I found my husband.
You did literally say you found your husband, to be fair.
You sort of
He just seemed easy to manipulate.
he looked like he was about to fall off the ship, and you had heart eyes. So
what happened to the prince? I thought he was gonna be your husband.
Well, now we know.
Polyamory.
Now we know who Jam is, so I can't marry her brother.
why not?
I don't want to be Jam's stepmom.
They're only
I've decided that instead.
Stepmom.
No, I want to be Jam's stepmom.
Oh,
Yeah,
Got it.
Hey,
I'm so
Williams.
I'm becoming
Got a dad bod.
increasingly confused about what your type is.
Power. Power.
Power, that's it.
About the fifth or sixth day, Mortimer has started once again. You've seen this before when he was showing you his tomes and some of his notes. He actually applies inks to his face. These kind of swirling patterns and such. They're incredibly minor magical augmentations. Not tattoos, but just these pressed different powders and inks here.
Yeah, I read a Court of Thorns and Roses. I got it.
But he's looking just genuinely happy to have another wizard aboard to talk to. I don't think people normally pay attention to Mortimer the wizard.
We have different
Seems
takes
like a
on
pretty cool
wizards.
dude.
Laurentius, you spend most of this time by yourself
Two attitudes
on the
towards
boat?
wizards.
Yeah, I think I'm
Fight
just
for it.
fishing. I'll occasionally make sushi if I catch something.
Is this sushi grade fish in here?
He has proficiency in
I have-
making sushi.
I love that specific proficiency.
It's so
We're never
specific.
allowed to go anywhere without
She
Thorn.
supplies.
Sushi's. He has a kit. He's got this small. So you guys see at one point he's just boiling a huge a huge pot of rice. He's got this small wooden series of slats that are bound together by twine that he takes, puts. Watches he puts a bunch of rice down in here, puts some fillings in it, and then rolls this thing up into a long thin roll.
I want a Philly roll.
I want sushi,
Now I really want sushi.
but you're mostly alone.
It's not good sushi.
Do you have,
It's
like-
just freshwater fish.
Do you pull like Japanese mayo out from nowhere?
Yeah, it's
Sriracha.
Kewpie mayo.
I didn't know you'd been to Menshima.
Eating fish is gross. Captain is fully not interested.
What do you do with the fish? You don't eat it.
I don't fish.
Oh. Do you want to try? It's not as
You
good as
forgot to cook it.
it's not as good as it could be, but it's still pretty tasty.
Oh, hello.
You realize you're talking about like probably catfish sushi.
Raw catfish.
It's rainbow trout.
Oh, if it is, you gotta do me a favor and I'm gonna need you to make me
Fishing toolkit check.
You can serve red trout raw.
make me a luck check with advantage. I want to see the best fish you caught today.
A
I
guppy.
see a 1.
13.
13. It's a big catfish.
Stardew Valley. Bullshit.
It's not a boot.
Okay, I'll do a deep fried roll. How about that?
Fryer.
I'll get the oil from below deck. She grabs her rope and slides downstairs. Swing.
Ismini, do you have any cream cheese?
Why do you think he's meaning us it?
That's cream cheese.
It's creamy cheese.
This would be the point where mine would be like, actually, cream cheese is very sacred to my temple. And I did have refrigeration on it.
I've got a bag of holding just for frozen and
Guys, I have
refrigerated
some
food.
terrible news.
What?
Your trip on the ferry this time is safe.
Oh, come on. I was so
It was
ready.
safe when we got there. We took a ferry. 2 hours.
Anyone
Most of the
want
way.
some slimy sushi?
No, he's talking about the last time we took a
Last
ferry
time they took a
campaign.
ferry, it was very
We got
dangerous.
attacked by a
Yeah, that was
ship of
pretty
orcs.
fun.
That was
Oh.
really fun.
Yeah, but that happens.
You turned into a thingy. No, Jason did. He ate people.
Oh, yeah.
Now, okay, didn't mean to get us too off track. I apologize.
Oh, don't worry. I'm about to be really off track.
It's early. You've been here on the ship for about a week. It's been calm. The princess has fully become bored and a little bit like annoyed, pacing up and down the bow of the ship. Kind of nervous energy has started happening. Captain is resting and just gently steering the ship, keeping you in line. You've passed by other ships going both the same direction and different direction a couple of times. Mortimer comes and greets the party, who's enjoying, I don't know, a full platter.
It's just busy. It's just busy work.
It's just drinking so much fish, too much fish.
You've had fish every way you know how.
This sushi roll has pocket jerky in it.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me otherwise.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This is... I didn't know we were so equipped to survive on a river.
It's going to
I
be
got you guys.
devastating. Devastating if we ever get to the point where you start charging us for our pocket money.
Yeah, I'll bankrupt you. Mortimer is going to kind of walking up finally having taken, he's removed the outer robes and is just wearing a simple cloak, and you can see there's a sort of formal robes underneath with they're black robes with a long tassel. The tassel itself is this sort of like blue-green, like a tealish color that dangles over on both sides, kind of like a ribbon, I guess, that just kind of dangles over his both shoulders and just hangs about to his waistline. By the way, the captain and I were double checking the charts to make sure we should be arriving at Calburth, probably late morning, early afternoon today. So, you don't have to worry about unloading everything. I've got me and the discs. We'll get everything handled. But I really appreciate you guys being such good guests. It's been real. Do you need anything here today? We've got a couple more hours. I can get the bongos out again. I know we had the little powwow a couple nights ago, but I'm not sure. Huh?
We didn't roleplay the bongos.
Colin's face
For the
lit
one
up.
shot. The bongo's one shot.
Victoria, your bard is showing.
It's been showing all session.
I haven't been able to rein it back in. I've missed a week.
And Mrs. Meany, thank you. I appreciate you helping me learn a little bit more these past couple of days.
Yeah.
Do you all stare silently?
We
yeah.
The boat is calm. The water is
Meany?
clear.
Yeah, I appreciated getting to learn more about Arcanotech. It's not something I've been exposed to very much.
Yeah.
God damn it. Hey, I still have these from Silas. This is our address for some reason. I'm giving you this. Who knows why? I don't know.
Whoa.
If you're ever in Elks,
Bossed. Look at that
you ever-
font type.
if you ever want to hang out with a certain blonde wizard,
This has a watermark on it.
yeah, like we had.
Are you American Psychoing me right now?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, that was the reference.
They'll all suck.
Look at that off-white cream.
It's such a good book.
But you tell him a little bit where you are. It's like, oh well, I normally work for. I'm sort of a freelancer. I work for a couple of the different guilds and shipping companies that
Our
work
guilds
the
have
heartstring.
opening. Our guild, single guild, has an
Oh.
opening. Many openings.
Didn't you say you fight monsters? I don't really.
We don't
know anything
have to
about that.
just fight monsters,
We
right?
generally fight monsters.
Generally fight monsters.
We
We
literally
often do,
mercenaries.
but you don't have to. There's a lot of willingness.
My pride is happy to say that I don't have it in me necessarily to charge into a fight against a monster. My places are elsewhere. I didn't spend most of my young adulthood. He kind of shrugged his shoulders. I didn't spend my early 20s at the tower for, to die.
We're at the tower. The tower?
Tower of Aeons. It's a university for magic. It's where I study.
You spent an entire week swinging around on ropes when you could have been learning.
No, I'm putting my wizard away. Okay.
Whoa, your wizard is showing. Maybe you should cover that.
Sorry, I have no idea what the hell a tower. Whatever.
Give me a history check.
Can
Were you about to ask for a history check? Is that what was about to happen?
No, I've never asked for a check in my life. 17.
17 Tower of Aeons is one of the big schools of magic. They don't have a lot of people who study individually at them, but they often will. You can't be. It's not. You don't start learning magic there. People with some amount of talent go there already. So you could join the Tower of Aeons.
Well, I can do
Although
anything I want.
You'd be stronger than a lot of the people, students there. But some people stay there for a year. It's an apprenticeship sort of school. You don't go there. It's not a clear curriculum. It's you go and you're picked by one of the 9 wizards who work the tower.
Nice.
One for each of the schools of magic and the Universalist school.
Cool. Cool place.
Yeah.
I'm more of the fighting monsters type, clearly.
Oh, that's really cool. I mean, there's so many threats out there, and we need good people to fight them.
Yeah.
It's just not me.
And good
That's fair.
bartenders.
Yeah.
We need good bartenders who can also fight them.
Yeah.
No, I just moved the ship.
Don't sell yourself short.
City ho!
Is this one of the cities Jim has rode ahead to?
Actually, well, I secured the ferry, and we're going to Calburth to meet. There's a procession from Calburth. They do this for the Tournament of Blades. A lot of people actually aggregate at Calburth and then proceed to the tournament. There's so many people who attend the tournament that a lot of the champions will actually set up in large tents outside of the city walls, since the tournament grounds are very large. And so we'll be going to Calburth, and we'll go along with the procession. Maybe we'll see some of the competitors. It's so exciting.
I haven't been to Calburth since I was 5 years old.
Oh, that's right. You said your family, your family knows some of the people who've lived there. You're the guardians, of course.
Yeah. Last time we were here was for a funeral. So.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, I was 5. But
Still,
a dear
it
friend of
means
my mom's.
Do you want to name the person?
Do I recall? I'm sure I know the name. I know who Capital Carter is.
Yeah, you know that.
Who doesn't know who
Well, you
Capital
know that.
Carter is?
You know someone. Who
Wait.
You
look kind of similar.
But yeah, you when you were a very little girl, you went to the city. You don't remember much. Your parents were sad. One of their friends had passed away.
I did get to see their old rooms, though.
And you're also
Room, really.
I can let you know that he was an old man who passed away. He got old.
Some old fart.
It's amazing that he.
They did have a hot daughter, though.
He did. Yes, Lola. He did have a hot daughter, though. That was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Look, off in the distance, you start to see it. The
Sorry,
river
I can't-
itself
I need
has
levity.
slowed down. It's mostly Mortimer's magic that has kept you guys going here. The boats here that have passed by you, you see now have large rowing crews that have continued as the magic seems to slow as you reach closer to Calburth. The city itself extends wide, covering so much of the horizon. Brightly painted shingles atop tall homes. You can see that here, even here at the outskirts here, you're seeing structures that are, oh, this is a very fine smithy, a 3-story home. The edges of the town here look like the heart of some of the cities you've been here. And you can't help but notice here is sun high in the sky, it's close to noon here, how lively things are. You see caravans traveling across the roads here in the city. You can see what looks to be a collection of these strange humanoid figures, yellow skin, long ears, too long even for elves, wearing what look to be guards attire, patrolling the roads, waving at other people here in the city. You see this large bridge, probably this is a more narrow portion of the actual, a more narrow portion of the river. You see a bridge that extends about a third of the way across both ways. Does not seem to connect here. Oh, Ismini, you said you liked Arcanotech. They actually have an expanded force disk that allows people to pass across without messing up transit across the river.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really annoying because you have to have someone on both sides. So if you don't have someone who can blip across, it can be really hard because you gotta go pretty far to cross. But as you pass by this bridge, the town opens up. You see that closer to the center, there is a large hill that rises up, taller and taller. It's only, let's say, 300 feet higher than the rest of it, but it overlooks so much of the town. A fine keep jutting up into the sky. You can see probably 4 or 5 stories surrounded by nested outer walls, with some of them having looks like more and more places for civilians to live. But the tallest keep itself, jutting out from the roof, is a massive canopy of purple leaves as a huge tree seems to have grown out of the center of the castle. Welcome to Calburth, home of the Guardians of the Silver Dawn. This massive, sprawling city welcomes you home to the kingdom of Issel. You see, off to the east, a small set of mountains leading towards the Nails, and eventually your home in the Nails. You can see close by is 2 of the mountains here known as Goro's Pass, where travelers have made their way into the town. You can see merchants aplenty here. It seems that with all the travelers here, Some of them have just come here to sell equipment to adventuring hopefuls, maybe like yourselves, as they all gather for the pilgrimage to the capital city for the Tournament of Blades. Jan is wide-eyed and excited. Elle, should I, adventurer or ball gown? I don't know what's more exciting to do here because there's so many heroes, but
This is the city of heroes. Be the adventurer you are.
Oh, I'm not. I couldn't fight in the
We're
tournament. I'm
literally
not there.
on an adventure right now. You left the walls.
I have to go get my new breastplate. And she
Breastplate.
she very excitedly goes below deck to go and change. You can't help
barely
but
brought
notice
armor.
as you're kind of going through above the city streets, there are several of these small creatures flying around, whisking through the streets. One of them striking some hanging laundry between two of the roads nearby. It's just running parallel. Hits in this large blanket or towel that it seems there's this large bit of fabric that's lying there. It strikes it, bundles it up, falls to the ground, poof, poof, poof. And as it kind of unfurls, you see this red lizard creature unfurl, raise its wings up. Probably the wingspan is probably only about 6 feet. Very young red dragon wormling soars back up. You watch as 3 more little dragons following behind it. You see it looks to be a pair of silver wormlings chasing behind this red. One of them taps the red dragon, and the trio begins following the other way. Just these small dragons. You're back home.
You're from here?
Not here.
Is this a...
Nearby here.
Normal?
Well, my uncle's a dragon, so like dragons are, Vincent's a dragon. He's like
Hey.
around.
Explain that.
My-
Oh, Issel's weird.
You don't have scales, though. How can you have a...
Not like my biological uncle.
Oh.
Like my uncle.
Yeah, I get you.
He's like a dragon. Help me, sweetie.
Sometimes when you grow very close to people over a long period of time, and then you have kids, you nominate those people to be more of a familial role in their lives.
He's a godfather. I got it.
Uncle, yeah.
God's father.
Generally
Yeah.
speaking, yes, that
He's
kind
the
of
godfather.
sentiment, but with more friendly familial language.
If you like saved a continent together with someone, you might have like a close bond.
You saved a continent.
We'll be at the
I did.
Talking
My
about
mom's
two
did.
of
My
those.
mom saved the entire universe, first of all.
As you continue marching on, you
single-handedly.
can't help but notice there are a large number of these strange-looking. At first, they look like statues until you see them kind of adjust. Some of the guard towers here have these wide tops, so they're like a stony structure about 15 foot tall. These guard posts. This isn't a big barracks or anything, but you can see a collection of shorter men who are standing up top. Their skin looks like maybe it's been tamped down with dust or stone till you realize it is the skin of Duragar. These underground dwarves standing covered with this huge wide-brimmed shade top at the top of the towers. Some of them kind of look down, small waves from the guards here who continue just watching, making sure the town is safe.
Calburth's a little bit more special than everywhere else,
we
though.
I like
Calvert
it
up
here.
real.
We make it a beautiful, magical place
We made Calvert the beautiful place, but man, it's weird to go to it as an outsider.
with universal literacy.
Things I saw were dragons and these guys. I like
And
it.
Gith, we saw Gith earlier.
And Gith.
What?
Welcome to Calburth.
I...
One of the dwarves kind of calls out there as you kind of say hi quietly back. What?
Hi.
Ah, too much yelling. Go the dock.
Just came from the dock.
The other dock. Let's just go forward.
Yeah, the ship continues, finally making it to the docks here in Calburth. Close to the center, you can see that you're probably less than half a mile away from the major castle at the center, center of town, where you would know the Baron lives, as well as the sanctum of the Guardians of the Silver Dawn. But here you are. You know that there's lots of places all throughout town you could go to stay, looking around here. I'm here! And you see that she has, it's still a leather breastplate, but it is inlaid with these details, these swirling patterns. It's not too much, is it? You see as she's standing here, it's got this little platinum thread that has been used to bind everything together. A little bit of extra reinforcement, perhaps.
It's perfect.
And you can't help but notice the sigil of the smiles has been emblazoned here on her armor. Well, at least until we're there, I believe I'm supposed to be blending in with you. Was that not the plan?
That's the plan.
You look sharp.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh, wait. Elkosh Moonness. I'm as sharp as your dagger. Oh, that is still too silly to say.
It is a silly
I love
thing to
this.
say.
What, you're the
Boom,
only person
roasted.
who can have witty one-liners?
Slam.
So, Ella, is
Denny's
there
around
any
here?
family around here that you're supposed to say hi to? Because normally when you go back home, you're supposed to say hi to family.
One, not my home. We're very many miles away from my home. Two, no, but if you see anyone, let me know and I'll duck. Right? We don't have any...
They don't know what they're looking for. And
Could
I'm
you
not
describe who we're looking
No one. We're not looking for
Well-
anyone or anything.
for? Okay.
The procession leaves.
If you see any blonde, powerful woman or brunette, powerful woman, though, that kind of resemble half of me, do let me know and I will duck, but we're not going to see them.
Will
It's
they
very
look,
literal.
Will they look?
It's very yes, they ooze power
Okay.
and like majesty and might.
Okay, look for sweaty women. Got it.
You will watch as before you and as you see Mortimer
I'm
is
gonna kill Thorn.
Mortimer has begun unloading some of the trunks. You guys have enough where you probably want to either get to a tavern soon, get to an inn soon, or you need to rent like a carriage while you're here, a wagon while you're here. But you, actually, you would have brought your wagon with you.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
If we have our horses.
Yeah, you have your horses with you, of course. They were under
I
that.
did
We're
bring
going
a
on a
wagon. We
pilgrimage.
did a very practical thing.
So he needs to load
For
that up.
once.
He watches. He's got these all the objects. He's loading onto a magical disc to bring out and begin unloading things. Ugh, I'll get this done pretty quickly. Don't worry about it. You all relax, and if you need a place to stay, there's the Bladefall Inn is normally where we send people.
All right, we'll check it out.
Yeah, and is there anything you're looking for in town? We've been up here a couple of times.
The problem
It's
is
a nice stop.
I might
Except-
be looking for some magical trinkets. And I also have a personal thing that Victoria wants to do that doesn't mean you wouldn't do because it would be out of character.
Well, if you're looking for anything magical, it's going to be a bit pricey. You're going to want to go, and as he points over closer towards the keep, Heroes Hill is where you're going to find most of the nicer things up here. They have, I know they've got a couple different shops here that sell scrolls, and there's a really good ink supplier. If you begins describing like a location to go. But while you're here, there's also there's this place. It's a bakery. It's the Cavendish Delights. It's really close up. It's close to the castle, but it's absolutely worth the trip. They make all sorts of sweet treats, and they put them in this pouch so they don't expire. Apparently, it's run by a dragon.
We need to go.
I would like to be there immediately.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll have this done for you guys just in a few minutes. All right. Doesn't take long for Mortimer to keep his promise of getting you all loaded up. Ismini, just a note for later. Whenever you're going to unpack your things, you might find a series of sigils. Should you ever wish to send towards him, just a quick reminder, because you can, if you open them really well, it's really easy. But just in case, sometimes associated sigils help to make sure the spell works a little bit better.
Cool.
He left you his number.
His number.
All right. I'm sorry he misinterpreted me.
It's a professional
You're,
relationship.
I
you're
will
the
marry
worst.
him. I found my husband.
You're the worst.
No, he doesn't have enough power.
So, I'd like to
I have-
ask.
I
You
asked
guys
how many
know
what kind of
procession
stuff we
here
do.
is not for a couple of days, and we can jump forward to the procession to head to the last march to the tournament whenever you'd like. So, take your time here. What would you like to do during your brief stint here in Calburth?
Graveyard.
What?
What? Do you mean the graveyard that's inside the keep?
I want to go to the graveyard.
Is Meanie?
I'll help you out. I'll play ball.
That's the thing that Ismini doesn't need to do, but Victoria has a question that must
Well,
be
I'm
answered.
asking about your characters.
Damn it.
I have a
can't go to the graveyard.
Really, because Elle would love to follow up on all of her mother's magical stories about Calburth, including perhaps a visit to the keep that she hasn't seen in 17 years.
I need some grave dirt from heroes. Yeah.
I need to follow up on all the magical history that I love so much.
I've gone to graveyards. As
I want to show Jam how cool my moms were and
And
where
I
they
need
lived.
pastries.
And we're gonna bring our new friends over
As you all
with us.
entering the city, you can't help but notice
Pastries.
Did that help?
the city itself pushes outwards wide. It's probably about the size of the West End, for just like Calburth itself. Now, it's not as big as Elves, but it's also not a kingdom.
Yeah, it's a city.
But as you're walking through the town, you can't help but notice the festive energy in the air as everyone is excited. Merchants have come in from all over to sell to would-be heroes, but also spectators. So many nobles are currently in the city, excited to go on this sort of pilgrimage up to the capital city. You see there are people excitedly dancing in the street. There are people performing music. People doing various forms of magical tricks. You can't help but notice someone performing a bit of pyrotechnics that are a little less impressive than what you saw on your trip here. I would ask for an encounter check as we head towards Heroes Hill. Who would like to roll a d20? Higher is better.
I'll roll.
Excellent.
Oh, Alex, did you want to
Oh,
roll?
perfect.
I'll let you roll. You got the orange die.
Natural.
If anyone hears the flapping
Natural
of wings, let me
3.
know.
All right.
The flapping of wings.
As you're pushing through the town, you can't help but notice there's an awful lot of guards here. Like there are guards of different. Look like there's different groups of guards. Some of them are personal, protecting some of the merchants and nobles who are here. But even just wearing the long blue tabards that both indicate the Kingdom of Issel, but with this sword at the center indicating Calburth. This blade with a small red and blue stripe just down the center. As they're as they're kind of marching around, there's a bit of tension, and one phrase you keep hearing is, "Can't be too careful when there's a festival afoot."
I knew it.
There's a bit of tension here.
Let's check that. I don't think I like it here.
They're all
Too
celebrating.
many cops.
We do famously hate guards. You're not wrong.
You all.
You like to break laws.
What?
But we broke laws before
Prove it.
and we never
So
got in
what are
trouble
we-
for it.
What are we actually doing? Are we? Because you guys have your cart with you. You got your horses. You've got your back on Tenebris.
We should go drop our stuff off and then go get pie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe see if we can sweet talk our way into
Sure.
the castle.
Would you
given
like to
that we have
find-
royalty with us?
Maybe they have savory pies.
Bladefall was a recommendation, but if you want somewhere that's a hole in the wall, if you want somewhere really nice, you just tell me we can go find that instead if you prefer.
Do you want to go to the recommended one?
Let's go to the one recommended.
Yeah, let's not
Might
be
be a lot of
adventurous.
cops there, but we can go.
All right, making your way. This is
Are you
that
skulking
you?
about?
asking some guards for directions. Maybe asking some civilians if you'd rather. Not guard. You ask not the cops.
Hey, cop.
You are able to be directed toward the Bladefall Tower.
Page 12.
Bladefall
Help
Inn,
us out.
which is this sort of. It almost looks like a church in that it's got a sort of a diamond shape, a triangle shaped front entrance to it. It's been painted black for the most part, and you look like there's these streaks coming from the side, making it giving the appearance almost of a burnt down structure, despite its sturdy architecture. As you're brought in, you can't help but notice the clientele here look to all be gleaming armor, or you see you see rogues in layer and layer of these magical sort of cloaks. This place here is filled with people who are probably going to be seeing at the tournament. These are there are warriors. You see a pair of gladiators. They have their shirts here that unbuttoned at the corner. You see like half of their chest exposed, just showing different scars of previous battles. You can't help but notice that there is a group of these gnomish men who are talking to what appears to be this sort of amorphous purple-pink blob that vibrates in response to their gnomish sayings here. Eventually, you see that there is a man on the far side of the room who's beckoning you over as you enter. You've come to my tavern.
Yes. It was recommended to us.
It's open.
By
right?
who? Who told you of my little tavern here? As you're kind of looking around, there are 3 levels internally of just row after row of just rough and tumble folks.
Mortimer, the wizard.
Mortimer. Well, he touched the orb, so he's all right.
The orb?
Mm-hmm. Nobody gets to stay here unless I say they can. No
Sounds
coin nor creed will make me break that.
Do we get to touch the orb?
Well, it's the only way you're going to stay here, isn't it?
I would love to touch this
You want
orb.
to touch the orb?
Yeah, I do.
You want to know what the orb's for first, or you want to just touch it?
Can I
I
ask
would love to know what the
where
orb
this
does,
orb is
and then I would
located?
touch it.
Oh, it's
I've-
right here.
I've
Yeah, he
recently.
pulls out this cracked glass sphere, fits in the palm of his hand. It's again roughly it's like softball size. You can see the bottom of it looks to be this moving blackened cloud, like a horrible sea storm. But as it gets higher and higher, it turns into it almost looks like a collection of small sparks. It flitters. You gonna touch the orb?
Is it like a vibe detector?
You could say that when men are speaking.
Hey.
Oh, I touched the orb. What? Don't touch the orb yet.
Why don't I get to do
Oh,
cool
damn.
magic? I just get to like make fireballs, not
Thank
like
you.
orbs.
You can stay here. We'll put you a room on the 3rd level with your friends if they also touch the orb.
Thank you.
We touch the orb?
What happened to the orb?
Well, nothing, unfortunately.
Just touch the orb.
I want to see the orb after I touch it. Am I allowed to do that?
Oh,
Do I
yeah,
get to
sure.
look at- okay.
We want to hold the orb?
Yeah, I want to put I take off my glove.
I got like so many friends here. I'll keep that. Oh, you just licked the orb? That's very rude. We had a hill giant do that, and I couldn't clean it off. I couldn't bring myself to dip the orb in soap. Would have damaged the orb. So
You basically kissed that hill giant,
you don't want to kiss the hill giants here.
and
There.
he already did. if
What
you
makes you
licked the
think I haven't kissed one already?
Oh, you're a real orb toucher.
That's one way of saying it. I'm gonna take off my glove.
Everybody likes to touch some kind of orb. This one's not too big.
Thing?
Want to touch the orb?
I put my bare hand, whole hand on the orb.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Nothing happened.
No? Well, did you expect it to?
I can't shatter the orb.
Mike,
I
could
smell
you,
a fart.
Mike, could you touch
Something
the
probably
orb before I do?
Sure. I'll just poke it.
I thought the orb was gonna tell me I'm
There's a
special.
small spark. Oh! Well, some sort of blessings to you, I guess. You're,
Moon Mother's blessings to you.
you're like a priest or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, cool. The orb's a fan, but, well, not quite what I'm looking for. And what about you, Red Mistress?
Does this orb look suspiciously familiar to me?
Do you have any? If you tell me with your ideas, I can tell you if it looks like it.
Does it look like my orb?
What orb?
My Yelgert orb?
Nope. This is it's cracked at the top. It's got inky black clouds at the bottom that eventually turn into lighter clouds and eventually turn into sparks inside of the orb.
I was worried that maybe the orb was a demon and I was gonna touch it and the demon
Oh
was gonna
no,
come out.
demonic! I don't like demon stuff here.
Okay.
You got demon stuff. I don't even want you to touch the orb.
I don't have any demon stuff.
Well, you don't have too much demon. You have a little demon.
I have a little demon stuff.
That's fine.
My whole job is to get rid of them.
Yeah,
We get
brother
rid-
married a tiefling. I can't really judge.
Okay, so touch the orb.
Oh. Well. He tosses. Oh.
Wait, can Brown Orc touch the orb?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You want your little friend to touch the orb?
Yeah.
Brown or touch the orb.
Roller's very upset.
Could
He's
you-
too big to be carried this way.
Could you feed Brown or
I'm not feeding Ron with the orb. I'm gonna put my little hand over his snoot and let him.
Desperately wants to eat the orb. Roller touches the orb. 2 little sparks. Oh. Well, thank you anyways.
Has it ever done whatever the
Not
feature-
yet, but well.
Do you know what you're looking for?
Is
Well.
it sparks?
Oh yeah, lots of sparks. You want us to touch it? You can touch it. Honestly, once you touch it once, unless you come back, it does not really do anything different.
I can do a spin if you want. I just want to touch the orb.
You do a flip? Want to do a flip?
Yeah, I would like to do a flip.
Rodney, come down here. You can do a flip. Touch the orb.
Do a flip, touch the orb. Okay.
The way fall in is my favorite place you've ever
I'm
stayed.
accidentally turning into a caricature
I
of
offered
myself.
you a flip. Everyone- Maybe no, you know, almost touch the orb.
Yeah, let's touch
You
I'm
give
so
me an acrobatics check as you do a flip.
Oh. First, I enhance alacrity, so I can really do a flip.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, my jump distance is therefore doubled. Oh. Acrobatics?
I'm not spinning my bicycle on that.
That's gonna be an 11.
11? You do an okay flip. Oh.
It's really high though. I mean, my jump distance is doubled.
The
Yeah,
orb
but
just completely shuts
We
off.
all saw your feet hit that chandelier. Wasn't that great?
I touched the orb.
No sparks.
And I put the tiniest jolts of shocking grasp into it. Just the tiniest one. To see
Make
if
a sleight of hand check.
Sure. Of course. I'm out of good rolls. Sleight of hand?
Uh-huh.
How does a 14 feel?
Doesn't seem to notice. Ow. Well. Touches you on the arm. Oh, okay, no. Must have been a fluke. Oh, well. Yeah, keep looking.
One day I'll be special and different, but not today.
Oh, no, there's lots. Kidding me? Tournament of Blades is coming up. Everybody's special and different.
That makes no one special and different.
That's not how that works at all. That's really nihilistic of you to say.
So do we all have to stay on the 3rd floor, or is it just
What do
Thorn?
you- I assume you wanted a room. Most folks who come in here together just end up getting like a one big bed and just kind of. I don't know what they're doing
It's
there.
one of those
I'm a
festivals.
guy.
Polyamory is pretty common in the adventuring
No, it's
community,
more
I
like
guess.
Y'all just kind of get scared and whoever the scrawniest of them is begins tracing lines and putting little bells up just in case someone wants to break in.
Wait, keep going. What is she gonna do?
Is Meanie Jason seen?
She's gonna pray a whole lot, and someone's gonna say something offensive about our god, and she's gonna point the biggest, dumbest one of them, who's gonna be like, "I would like to rage," and do the whole thing.
Oh, weird.
Do him now.
I don't know your deal, Drow boy.
That's right.
I respect.
We don't know
Would
it
you like a
either.
drink?
I would.
All right, I got you.
You know his deal now.
You do know his deal.
Oh shit, did I get it?
Dude, you guessed
Oh,
it.
all right. Well, here's a whiskey, anyways.
Hey, yeah.
On the house.
Hell yeah.
You touch the orb, y'all can have drinks.
No, you have to do me. I'm the only one left.
You did the flip.
I know.
He
can
asked
still
him to
guess.
do a flip.
Let's see. You don't have a dagger on your hips. You're probably not one of those who're gonna go pickpocket every third person here.
I
don't
could
see
be a
an
thief.
instrument, so I think all of the boys, ladies are gonna be fine here. Not gonna be too harassed by you.
I feel called out now.
Well, you're let me guess. You're one of them spellblade types, right?
Yeah, you got
You
me.
want to grow up to be like the king, don't you? King Issel?
Why would I want to be the king when I can be someone way better?
Oh, well, I guess 3 out of 4 is not too bad. Wait. That little lizard's gonna try to eat my stools in here.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm 4 for 5.
Also, not the king, but I mean, Delilah Oblivion's no joke. So
Oh, what do you know about Delilah?
she's a powerful magus.
Yeah. Seriously, you gotta be powerful to have one of those statues.
Statues?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're new. Have y'all gone along the walk? They got all the big ones for, well, a lot of the Guardians and some of their friends.
Do you want to drop off our stuff and go on the walk?
We should go on this walk.
Okay.
Smash cut. You put things away, and you're walking
so
on this
sorry.
trail with this collection. You can see as you've kind of begun advancing up the Hill of Heroes. Oh, this was Toril.
Toril, our new best
Before we
friend.
jump cut, did you want to ask about the orb?
I would love to know about the orb.
I want to know about the orb so bad.
I'm looking for anyone who's been exposed to real powerful divine energies, and if they have, I just want to ask questions about it. Looking for some stuff. Well, a lot of people are, but well, so I don't charge anything for it because the fee is you touch the orb, and if the orb freaks out, you got to answer some questions.
I could ask some questions for you.
Wait, it reacted to Ralnor.
No. It's supposed to. I've had people make more sparks.
Powerful
The orb will break.
divine energy?
Yeah.
What's the name of this inn?
The blade fall in.
Blade Fall Inn. There we go. That's not good.
Oh, I don't know why I made it so mysterious. Long time ago, big fancy sword got dropped out of the sky. We're looking for it. They should find anyone who's been close.
Amanda, I love you for your dumbass.
You were fooled.
I'm doing this for 40 years now. It's good work. I mean, manufacturers pay for everything. That's why I'll be honest, on the house was not so generous. You touch the orb, you can have whatever you want while you're here.
Well, I don't feel so special anymore.
Well,
None of us are really special.
you're very handsome.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
feel better now.
I'm glad to hear it. Now go enjoy your tour, tourist.
Yes.
You want to touch the orb? He just goes over the next group of people.
There's a big sword lying around.
Looks like we have a new quest.
So we all see you
Derailed
walking through
again.
the streets.
New injuries
You-
quest log.
You picked up some confectionaries from the Cavendish and the Lights.
It's level 30. The new quest. Sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
You've picked up confectionaries. You've gone and maybe resupplied some of the materials you need for the Tournament of Blades. You guys can kind of ping me. We can make sure you got all items you want here. You've been walking through, seeing a series of these statues of just big, important heroes and different people who fought here from the city. Calburth, famous for sending out its the Guardians to go and protect people from any kingdom. They aren't just the Kingdom of Issel here. But as you're kind of pushing through, walking around, there are some people here who are kind of hands tucked together, some of them saying prayers over some of the people here who have fallen, and other who are just visiting, older people who are telling stories about when they interacted with some of these people. Little figure running through the crowd here. Oof! And this early teen, hard not to call her a child, little kid fully barrels into a 5'0" early teenage girl fully runs into you, falls to the back, and you see as she's on the ground goes, ow! There is a tiny trickle of blood from the breastplate where she hit you in the forehead. 'Cause you're wearing metal armor.
Yeah.
You see that she's got this little green tunic on top with a small little leather leather skirt basically, and with like a slightly oversized backpack. And you can see poking out of the top of her backpack. Two things of note. Victoria's gonna make faces at me. You see the end of a broomstick, and you see an old wooden gnarled staff. Ow! I'm sorry.
Just watch where you're going, and I'll reach out a hand.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. You didn't see the old guy, did you?
Old guy?
You hear off in the distance, "Get back here, you!" And there's you can clearly see this old human man who's beginning to kind of proceed closer and closer. He's still got a minute to get through all the crowd here. This little girl's probably 13, 14 years old, in her little getup here. I'm so sorry. I gotta go, cause anyways,
Did you do something really bad or just kind of funny?
I argued with an old man, and then he got really mad, and I may have called him some mean things, and also I might have turned his shoes into frogs.
Okay,
So
reach
funny.
out and touch her and cast a spell.
What do you cast?
She's invisible now.
Rad. The little girl fully disappears, and you can't help but notice poof, poof, as she's bumping through people.
She's terrible at
You
it.
need to repent for what you've... Where did that little... As he kind of steps through, you see the man again, not just... It would look like priestly robes at first. As he kind of steps forward further, you see dangling around his neck is a golden amulet of the sun. Way too wide for him. It must be heavy. He's having to support it with one of his hands. Where did that little whippersnapper go? Where'd you see her? I thought she passed through here.
He went that way.
Have you heard the word of a Maunator, of Lathander, of the praise of the sun?
Did you say a Manator?
Did you just...
Yes. Through the first sun and the second, we all must learn to be good. And stop this sorcery! He kind of begins yelling over at some of the people who are standing before. There's a statue here of what looks to be like this large water elemental rearing back. No legs, but this force of water arms out wide, these big bracers still floating around both wrists as it's crashing down on what looks to be this big metallic construct, this big stone statue of all of this. It's been like painted somewhat to give you a little bit more clarity of what you're seeing before you. Bah.
You don't like the statues?
Well, some of the things they did are fine, but all this glorification of heroes, of going out to a tournament to just satisfy your greed, make a bunch of coin and go indulge in every bit of wrath as you knock each other's heads together. It's not right.
The Guardian saved this continent.
Many things have saved many other things, but did they do it the right way? The sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, and it will do so regardless of what actions people like these Guardians take.
Their actions make sure people can see the sun. And not, be dead all the time.
You watch as the man fully topples over forwards.
Minotaur's blessings.
You hear, you can all, with passive perception on you, especially mine, you just hear the little girl walking around. She's standing behind you. Over. Well, have you seen the outfits some of these wear? Some of these heroes and adventurers? Inappropriate. Why, I've seen more chain link on a single guard than half of the women walking through these streets. It's so improper.
You don't like chainmail bikinis.
Do you?
No,
Have you seen them?
but they're impractical. I just like them for their practicality.
I'm not worried about the practicality of it. Think about the children.
Fair.
Anyways. Pulls out a couple of scrolls. Take these with you. Think about them. The sun's light shall guide you.
The Moon Mother's blessings are already upon me.
We're not one of those moonies who
Oh no, you
dances
can't say that word.
nude.
Why do that once a month?
What's wrong with dancing the nude? It's elven tradition. Right, Mine?
We should be clothed from the day we're born to the day we die.
How is it going to receive the Moon Mother's blessing?
Prestidigitation. To answer your question.
Gross. You should actually shower sometimes.
Oh!
Are we gonna
At this
continue
point,
to indulge this
The
guy?
little, the little girl
Are we just
reappears, her foot on
took
his
his
shin.
pamphlet.
As she's kicked him in the shin. Oh. And fully begins running around the party here in absolute fear as she watches this man kind of get back here, you little terror!
Guess Hazelner. We can't acquire children, right? We can't.
Not in this
I
campaign.
don't, yeah, I don't think we're.
I was also like 23. What is she gonna do with a kid?
I'm just seeing who wins this. Oh my gosh, she beat him by 1. Kid runs back around, getting to the other side of the statue. He chases after. Can I hide with you guys for a second? She goes up to you. Can I hide in your cloak?
What?
Can I get in your cloak? Quick!
Okay.
The little girl kind of hiding under your cloak here. I'm so sorry. Is he gone?
Is he gone?
You seem safe at this point from the old creature.
I think you're good.
Huzzah! She bursts out from the cloak like a curtain. Thank you all. I'm so sorry. My name is Terry. Are you gonna go fight?
Yes. About that.
You've got a wand.
Yes, you've got a staff.
Staffs are cool.
And a broom.
I do. It's a project.
What's the staff for?
The project.
And so
And
is
other things.
the broom? Also the project?
Of course. I'm working on getting her higher.
Who's her?
Oh, the broom. I've been working on her for a while.
When you say higher,
Oh, I'll show you.
The broom, probably. Yeah.
Got this. We'll do cloth special. And as she watches, there's a quick flash of light. Amanda, will you roll me a d20 and let me know if it's above a 12?
It is.
begins levitating on this little broom, probably about 2 feet in the air. Her feet kicking below her. A little bit higher.
Nice.
Ah.
I love this.
This baby's gonna go so fast one day.
Are you gonna put a saddle on it so it's more comfortable to sit on?
I was thinking about something for my feet, but also I kind of like to swing them around.
It seems like swinging would be so fun.
Well, I was thinking about putting little discs on the side, so if I tilt, it'll help with responsiveness. So I can like lean over, and she fully falls off of her little broom. I meant to do that.
Of course. You
That's a
landed
good
it.
dismount, yeah.
Well, what are so you're gonna go to the tournament?
We're the Smiles.
Mhm.
This is Jam.
Hi. She kind of waves over to Jam, who gives her a little polite little curtsy, essentially, and quickly switches to like a head nod halfway through. I haven't seen you before. I always like to watch the people before they go to the parade. They go up north.
We just got in town today.
Are you gonna go catch goblins?
Catch goblins?
Well, they're doing the greased goblin in the square in about 30 minutes. It's you catch well, I guess the name kind of says what it is, but you catch goblins. And sometimes there's an elf in it. But I don't know if we have an elf this year.
I volunteer as tribute.
You can grease your friend here. Look, he's purple. He could hide in the shadows. Is that okay to say? I didn't mean it in a bad way.
You get a pass because you're young.
Okay.
Also, he told.
Hey, wait! I'm not young. I'm 13. I'm almost an adult.
In what country?
Yeah.
I'll have you know that the Crimson Witch was adventuring before I was.
Crimson Witch.
Yeah. Can I put this together with all the information that I've been given?
It's just the title of this person. Yeah.
Can I
What?
just
Say more words. Say more. Tell me more.
The problem is I Victoria knows what's going on. Ismini wouldn't because of the timeline of events.
What are you talking about?
This girl is obviously from Chaldean, or like has family from Chaldean.
What?
I know
Why?
Chaldean's gone, but she's got the staff, and she talks.
Because she's a plucky
She just has a
witch.
This is just a wizard staff.
She's a wizard staff.
She's just a
not,
little witch.
Like, she's not a fake druid.
Also, she casts magic.
She can't
Yeah.
magic, but so did Bella.
We don't know what Bella's up to. I would love to watch people chase Thorn around while he's greased, apparently.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I have to go meet up with my teacher, but I can show you where that. Once I go get her, I could show you where they're having that. They're also they're doing log chopping as well. There's different. You have to. Well, they're all the same logs really, but you can try to use bigger and bigger swords to see if you can heft them. It's really fun.
this sounds fun.
Let me go.
Can't do that.
You don't like chopping logs?
I go
I
like
have to
this,
get-
my arm's like.
I have to get Miss Adelphi, and I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
Adelphi.
What time is it, Alex?
10:40.
All right.
Do you know of any statues of the Guardians of the Silver Dog around here?
She kind of looks around
Literally
at
all
the
of them.
statues.
They're literally all of them? Okay, they're literally in eyesight?
There's
There's just a ton of them.
Yeah,
We're
you're
just
next
at
to one of the
Britta.
giant water elemental who's actually the nameplate reads Britta. Yeah,
I know.
yeah, I know. I know you know. But going up, there are probably about 2 to 3 dozen somewhere in that realm.
Yeah.
Statues, which does not represent every guardian ever. It is major things. You're close to the top of the hill, and she kind of begins rushing upwards. Are you following, or would you rather wait? It's totally up to you.
I want to go see the statues.
Wait, look at the statues that are right here.
She's walking up
Or
towards
she's-
the
towards
statues.
more
Yeah.
statues.
Then we'll go towards with her.
All right. Taking your time following this little girl, Terry Wildercloth. Wildercloth, excuse me.
Terry cloth.
Yes, that's you got me. Silly names in D&D. But Terry running, backpack bouncing up and down behind her as she's sprinting up the hill, eventually makes it towards a large statue closer to the top, towards the large gate that leads into the keep's inner sanctum, into the inner courtyard here. Very much the gate is closed at this time. You see there is a humanoid woman who is standing up at the top. Long, simple robes, like a sort of grayish color, with what looks to be a scarf. The scarf itself is part of a dark brown, Her skin is like pale white pink, essentially. While she appears to be humanoid, you can see that her ears are a little bit long and are flat at the edge, where an elven ear would be long and end in a point. She's got this purple-blue hair that is sort of in a short little bun with a pair of dangling little sections loose at the front. And she wears on her hip very openly. You can see there is some sort of wand that is currently holstered or sheathed, if you prefer. As she turns with Terry, Master, I've met some more folks who are good. Well, they helped me get away from that preacher. And she kind of looks down and looks up at all of you. As she turns, you see that tattooed on her face are a trio of red circles, 2 on her cheeks and 1 on her forehead, each about 2 inches in diameter. She turns over to the side. Oh, it is nice to meet you. Thank you for helping my apprentice. Little Terry likes to mess with some of the more orthodox people around here. Where are my manners? I am Fina Adelphi. It's nice to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you.
As she kind of looks down, Terry's, we have to go grab the goblins. We have to go grab the goblins. She's kind of tugging at her sleeves. I think we're gonna end our session here beneath a large statue depicting a human man clashing against some sort of strange beast. It's really fun going to a place that you guys know, but in a different campaign. We don't get to do that very often. And I definitely think it's something we should talk about on our next Footnotes, which I believe we've talked about being next Sunday. Not this week, but next week.
Okay.
We really appreciate you guys joining us for another adventure here on Stories to D4. And I really appreciate you guys finally making your way back to Calburth with me.
Welcome back home, guys.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Sorry, someone had to do it. I'm so sorry. It just...
It's weird.
It had to be you in this case.
It
but-
always... Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to go back to your old home base.
It is.
And not be allowed inside.
The gates are still closed.
It's like,
But we are going to end here. I really appreciate you stopping by, and we'll be seeing you next Friday for the next session of the Defiant Smiles here on Stories D4. Good night.
Bye.
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 You guys rock.